Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Flesh and Blood stream. Tonight, we're going to be testing Verdance. We got Silas. He's waiting in the other room right now. I'm getting ready to hop in Discord with him, and we're going to be playing Verdance versus Aurora for a little bit. Verdance kind of seems to have a small issue into some of the aggro decks. Excuse me. So I'm kind of interested to see how the games go and how it feels tonight. I've been working with Brad a little bit on the Verdance list that I'm going to be playing tonight, and it's felt pretty good so far, but I'm just kind of trying to tune it out and work on it a little bit. So I am, I don't know. I'm excited to see how it's going to feel. Again, Silas playing Aurora. The Aurora deck is another one that we've been working on. Silas and I have been, and it feels pretty clean. So I think it'll be good practice, good games tonight, so we can kind of see how everything feels. Oh, excuse me. Yo, Bing, Chris, Trent, Zero, Slip, Justice, Ben, and Wally. How is everybody, guys? Thanks for being here. Appreciate y'all hanging out, man. Just want to say real quick before we get going. I know I didn't stream yesterday. I honestly just excited to take the day off yesterday and hang out with Carly after 24 hours of Flesh and Blood. To everybody who came out, donated, subscribed, became members, members, like whatever it was during the 24 hours. Thank you guys. It was truly awesome. I had a great time. It was phenomenal. I cannot thank you guys enough for being there and hanging out. It was went a lot better than I thought it would, and we far surpassed every expectation I had. So thank you guys for that. It really means a lot. And tonight we're back on track with our usual action here. Also, let this serve as a reminder: if you won a giveaway and you have not reached out to me, make sure you reach out to me. Hit me on Discord, Twitter, however you can. Let me know. Let's get you those prizes. Let's get them to you. Silas, what's up, dude? Silas?
Can you hear me now?
I can now. What's up, brother?
What, man?
All right. Let's get some games going here. Let me get the
Let's do it.
Deck list over here. The old Chapel Roan combo deck, as I've been calling it.
It's a combo? Oh.
I mean,
I was trying to watch your Verdance gameplay from the 24-hour stream. I've been going back and trying to watch the games and learn the new heroes.
I mean, she's really cool. She does a lot of dumb stuff. So I'm excited. I think playing her at the team event this weekend is going to be a good time. Let's see here.
Do you think she's A tier or S tier?
I don't know, man. I don't know. It's just so hard to tell. Like, I'm not good at the whole like tier list concept. Like, that's just one of those things I've never really been good on. Like, speculation is not. I don't know. Speculation is not really my thing.
I get it.
Give us your best Joe Swanson. Let's do it. What? Joe Swanson. I have to say I'm missing that. I feel like I'm missing it. Hey, Liam, Toss, what's up, guys? How are you? Very different from the one from the 24-hour stream. Verdance is at a solid B. Okay, fair enough. I think I want to go first against Silas. I have some cards in my deck that I think I would rather have going first. So,
is Tunic or Carapace better? I think Tunic.
I think against Silas, I'm interested in maybe trying to run some of the block cards. I don't know for sure. This is a weakest link, Rootbound Carapace, and Sink Below matchup. We need to be trying to stay alive if we can. We are playing Heart over Will of whatever it's called. I think Heart just has a little bit potential to be better. So we're going to try that. And then let's see what can we cut to try and maybe we want to cut Cadaverous Tilling. Like, I don't know, like it's a 2-block that doesn't really do a ton here. Plow Under has a lot of value. That's the only card that stands out to me. We don't really want to cut blues. Let's cut Cadaverous Tillings and see how it feels. We could cut Blossom Decay. I think that the gaining a life is more important. So we'll try it like that. And I am going to play Stonewall Gauntlet and Crown of Providence into Silas to see how it feels to kind of start. And because I know that the Plume and Hold Focus combo is there if we need it to be. But I'm curious to know how Crown of Providence and Stonewall Gauntlet feels in this matchup. Hey, Panda, what's up, dude? Forked Lightning does sound pretty cool. I won't lie to you. That does sound pretty sweet. Going to any big events this year? Yeah, we're going to going to Columbus, the Battle Hardening Columbus in November, and then I'll be at the Calling in Chicago. Ooh, what are we arseling here? None of this feels really good. I think pitching the Heart here on turn 1 is fine. I know we don't get to like use its ability or anything, but setting up for a pitch stack can be pretty okay, I think. And I don't really want to break Mage Master Boots here. I don't think this is worth it here. And then we'll just throw 3 at Silas here. Just kind of make him think. Of course, he might just pitch another red here. Who knows? Yeah, Forked Lightning working off of block with these 2 cards and then throw 5 and decompose.
So bad.
Well, that's what I need to hear. Why Mage Master Boots instead of Storm Striders? We're running both Storm Striders and Mage Master Boots, but I would like... So the idea behind Mage Master Boots is that off a Tunic counter, it lets me set up 2 copies of... Oh, I'm also not running AB. That was really dumb. Maybe I'm supposed to run the Arm Piece here. That lets me...
Oh, I get bailed out. Thank you.
Dude, why? I was like, dude, that hand cannot be bad. You literally just played, like...
Well, I didn't have an attack, and if I didn't draw this, I wouldn't have had an attack.
I mean, you still could have, like, grasped and done Starfall. Like, your Arc Lightning still would have been, like, a 0 for 3. Would have been fine. And then since we know about the Somersault, Silas is going to play it. Just kidding. Silas is not going to play it.
No, dude, I need to keep the channel mount around.
Oh, you mean the Channel Lightning Valley? There's no channel mount in that deck, brother. You got the
CLV.
You play in the Channel Mount Heroics, a different deck, fam.
It's that Briar LL we've been practicing.
Yeah. All right, so we get to decompose and start to set up Verdance game plan here just a little bit. We do get to gain a life. Now we are going to have 1 Earth card in our graveyard, so we're kind of working towards that. I do think that Stonewall Gauntlet is probably just supposed to be like Metacarpus node. Like maybe we're just supposed to run that so that we can have AB1 here. Well, not having that's very unfortunate. I'm also surprised you brought that in against me.
I didn't know if it was correct.
I don't know. I'm thinking I probably wouldn't have brought it in against you off the top of my head. But it is interesting, though. I mean, it did just draw you a card. So because of my mistake, which is something that's very possible at like early on. Hey, what's up, Bruno? I mean, Verdance feels pretty sweet. I don't know. I'm excited to see more of it, to be honest.
Oh, that's wrong. Hold on.
Okay.
I need to activate a rune chant first. You don't have AB.
I mean, yeah, not having AB kind of makes that decision for you. So, Channel Lightning Valley's off the table, which means the only thing that's left is Electrify this turn. You missed the window. You've already dealt arcane damage to me.
No, hold on.
I mean, you start the turn over. That's fine.
So that's one thing I've found very hard with this deck is knowing when to actually activate things.
Yeah, sequencing is one of the bigger things with this deck. We're definitely gonna have to like work on sequencing. Like, I would just play the Channel Lightning Valley now.
Now, so for Gone in a Flash, when can you lightning press it and still get the +3 and get it back in your hand?
No,
I didn't think so.
you could not, unfortunately. Yeah, we had also talked about Well Grounded. Brad's talking about that card. Striders is really nice, Panda, and like I don't definitely not saying that like Striders is bad. It's just one of those things that I think we're, oh, excuse me. Yeah, this is fine. It's just one of those things that like I think we're kind of testing Mage Master boots. It would be nice to be able to put like to use Tunic to put 2 healing potions into play would be pretty sweet. You could do something like that, or it even kind of sets you up to like, you know, use double like Ether Flare like on your own turn if you were looking to do something like that. Gives you some other options. I think we're just gonna block here. There's no reason not to. Activating Aurora now is interesting. Is he has a go? He's something that he wants to give go again?
Oh, I didn't realize I had 2 floating. That's my fault. Hold on. I keep screwing this up.
That's okay. That's why we're doing this, though.
Play this.
Yep.
Play this.
Yep. And then activate Grasp.
Play this.
Hey, what's up, Sam? Yeah, I am alive. I'm not gonna lie, guys. Monday was rough. So after the stream ended on Sunday, Carly and I went to Waffle House, and I absolutely destroyed an all-star special. And then after that, we came back. I fought sleep for a few hours, and then I just passed out. I just could not stay up any longer than for the little bit I was up. Yeah, I don't really want to give you the electrify damage, but there will come a time when I can block with gauntlets and get value out of it. Yep. Going to use Surgeon Aethertide to hit you for potentially 1, depending on what you want to do here. Yeah, we went to Waffle House. I slept, and then honestly, yesterday I was feeling pretty rough, to be honest. Yesterday was one of those days. And now we're gonna throw Command and Conquer, because getting a card out of Silas's hand for the AB and then throwing Command and Conquer lines up very well for us. Now he just gets to give us Crown of Providence here, to just like kind of protect his arsenal if he wants to. Or maybe Salas has a really bad hand and he'd rather just keep 2, like give us 2 cards from hand, save it for another day. But one of the days of all time. Did you encounter IRL Flesh and Blood at the Waffle House? I did not encounter IRL Flesh and Blood. Or if you're talking about like people, sorry, that just went over my head right there. If you mean people, yes, we did run into real people. It was weird. It was weird. That is a little unfortunate. I think we're gonna see what Salas does this turn, but so Salas gets the card, which means I'm not really inclined to block the Starfall here. Although we could just give up the Blossoming Decay here if we wanted to. Now, I would like to decompose, but in order to decompose, I would have to play my combo piece, which it may be worth. I don't know. We'll wait and see. Considering that our hand is a resource awkward situation, and we didn't really have a great arsenal target on turn 0, so our arsenal's been a little interesting over the last few turns, but Arcane puts us to 27. This is coming in for 7, so I think what we're going to do is I think I'm going to block here. I'm going to play the Sink Below, and we're going to sink. What did you reveal?
I did that wrong. Go for it. I need to play the electrostatic to trigger on Arcane. I can't put that on the stack, can I? To trigger on the Arcane.
No. If you're going to fuse it, like if you would rather have the 3, then yeah, you need to play it here, but you can't do that. Okay. Yeah, no, that's
That's the better line.
Yeah, no, I agree. This is good. And then you're just going to Arsenal Weave Lightning. So I think we're going to block 7. We could give up Crown here to cycle this out of our arsenal if we wanted to, but I think I would really save this for a different turn. Hey, what's up, Ryan? Thanks for making it by, man. Waffle houses are infamous for customers, employees, etc. getting into brawls in the restaurant. Listen, the thing that I love about going to Waffle House is that the cook is packing. You know you're safe at Waffle House.
Dude, he's always packing.
Dude, like the whoever is cooking your food has got you. Wait a second, I still can't decompose if I do it this way, can I? Because I don't have an earth card over there, so it doesn't really help me in any sense here. Yeah, so I guess we're just going to keep this. So I guess we're going to block like this because it fuels the graveyard. Yeah, it's a little awkward, but I think it's okay. We're going to give the sink below and then choose not to sink. All right, so we've now gotten through 2 Channel Lightning Valleys, and we still have a Command and Conquer to throw. So Silas technically only has to give us 1 card if he wants to, because he can give us Grasp, Greaves, and a card, but we'll see what he does. Hey, Electrum, what's up?
Yeah, the sigils are not good in this matchup.
What's the All-Star Special? Have no Waffle Houses here? Okay, Iceman, I got you, brother. Just for a minute, I want you to imagine, like, some really good, cheap, quick food. So Waffle House is, like, open 24 hours a day. It is known for, like, drunk people being there in the middle of the night. The All-Star Special is eggs, your choice of bacon or sausage, and then you get grits or hash browns, you get toast, and you get a waffle. And let me tell you, it is delicious, and I absolutely destroyed it. Yeah, CNC feels pretty good, Brad. I'm not going to lie. CNC feels pretty clean right here.
When you draw 2 sigils, yeah.
Did you have 2 no blocks?
Yeah. Well, I have the Entwined Lightning, but there's no point in giving you that.
So, I mean, that's like the thing, dude, is like, you're going to have a lot of hands that don't block.
Yeah. But that's your 3rd CNC, so I'm not. Well, you pitched one.
I don't remember pitching one.
Oh, I thought you pitched one.
Maybe I did.
Because you played 2, and I thought you blocked with one, but maybe you took that.
Listen, fam, it sounds like you're paying more attention right now than I am.
I'm trying to be good for once.
Okay, so we have a really sweet play where we can... I think we're going to crown away our arsenal because we're going to go ahead and get rid of our Plow Under here. We're going to get use out of our Plow Under. We have the ability to pitch Autumn's Touch to pop Mage Master Boots, play Healing Potion, and then play the Plow Under here, and then still block and potentially Arsenal the weakest link. Really depends on what we draw into here. Okay, so we're going to block with Autumn's Touch and then pitch Healing Potion to make this play. Get the endorsement money if we're going to make it sound that good. I don't think Waffle House is looking to sponsor me, but that would be cool, though. Waffle House Armory incoming. Okay, so Salas has not played a lightning card yet.
Oh, really? Yeah. Oh, that's elemental.
Yeah, it's Weave Lightning is not a lightning card. That's one of those things you gotta take with you because it's a weird one to remember.
And then that works that way.
Pitch is a Sigil of Suffering. So I think we're just gonna block here. I think we're just gonna try and set this up here. Hey, what's up, Vajith? Hey, Stolzer. Yeah, so Brad and I are just kind of exploring Mage Master Boots as a whole to kind of see how it feels. We're just kind of testing different things to see how the deck feels with different pieces of equipment. And Mage Master Boots is kind of like next up on the list of things we're trying to test. We will decompose. We are going to go ahead and get rid of all 3 Earth cards here because it puts us at 5. And then we're going to have a Plow Under in there next. So we took away Salas's arsenal here. And I do appreciate Salas like not just like, not arsenaling there because I was talking about the plow under out loud. So one thing I'm actually like very grateful for, like all of our team and all of like my friends do a very good job of like playing the game to like the best of its like ability without me just listening to me talk throughout my stream.
Yeah.
One of the funniest things as a creator of the Tekken series, considering putting a Waffle House in the game as a stage to fight on, that would actually be cool. I would fight at a Waffle House. Not that I'm like encouraging violence or anything, but I'm just saying like could be cool. Healing potion is also like kind of like step one of us like setting up a little bit here. This is an interesting hand. We have a couple of different lines we can take here, right? So we have a lot of cards all in one hand that do multiple things here. We can play Heartbeat, gain 3 life, and then throw the weakest link at Silas, which is a pretty solid play. We have the ability to block 6, pitch a card to activate Surge and Aethertide, and then play Mind Warp. We can block Mind Warp and Heartbeat of Candlehold, play Trom to see what we find into. And if we rip a bad blue, we get to just activate Surgeon and then play the weakest link. The line that stands out to me is playing Heartbeat and then playing the weakest link. No, we're probably supposed to play Trom, right? I don't know. Playing Mind Warp is the one that sounds the worst to me, so I think that's what we're going to block with first. Battle Hardened in a Waffle House? I like that. You need to update your stream elements message. What does it say? Oh, I have the message running right now, don't I? Thank you. I have the timer going right now that's about the giveaway. I completely forgot about that. Carly out here doing the Lord's work like she always does. Let's see. Timers. We're going to disable the giveaway timer. Okay, so Silas not getting the Gone in the flashback feels pretty good to me. Feels like ultimately a net positive for us. I think we're supposed to take 2 here and see if there's something else we want to block. Because we could keep both of these cards, right? We could like live on the edge here. I think we're supposed to block here. I think playing Trom is probably better than playing Heartbeat, right? Hey, Caleb, what's up? No, there is no 24-hour stream number 2 being planned right now. Healing potions are very good in this deck, Ryan. I'm a big fan of healing potion in the deck. Yeah, I think we have to fall down to 15 here. You know what's interesting about this hand is there could be a world where we're not supposed to play Trom at all. We're supposed to go Surge and Aethertide, use Tunic into Weakest Link. Because the Weakest Link could buy us a lot of value here. I don't know. We're probably still just supposed to play Trom. It's a very good card to Arsenal. I was debating if we should use Surgeon there, but like just throwing the weakest link at him is just like the play that we should make here. So we've now basically net taken 1 card out of Silas's hand, and we've made his hand just a little bit worse here because of the Trom. So we're hoping that we can kind of find a little bit of room here. Man, this hand's a little awkward, to be honest. Hand's a little awkward. We have 2 Earth cards over there. So what if I played this on my turn to gain 5? We wouldn't activate Verdance, but we could gain 5, gain 7, play this to gain 8, and then amp 8. Use Tunic to throw the Aethertide here. It would be 9. and then we would get to throw Ether Arc, and then the Plow Under wouldn't really do anything for us, which is a little awkward. So maybe we're just supposed to block with Ether Arc, and then go Plow Under, go Fertile Ground into Plow Under, and Arsenal the combo card. Maybe that's the play here. What's the next event I'll be at? Ooh, Lightning Press is solid here. The next event I will be at, like other than like ProQuest, will be Battle Hardened Cincinnati. That'll be the next one that I'll be at. So yeah, I think we're supposed to go down to 10 here. Trom doing a lot of work. I guess Trom ended up being a 1 for 2 there, which is really not that great now that we're talking about it out loud, but okay, so in order to turn on Verdance, we have to play the Fertile Ground first, which is kind of nice because it works out for us to still get the 5 life and have that text box be on. And then Plow Under helps us clear out Silas's arsenal. We have to make sure that when we're getting Earth cards that we get the Earth instant first. That is something we have to be a little bit careful of here.
I would say, I just got Arsenal against you, but that feels wrong.
I think you're supposed to set up here. I mean, Brad and I specifically have the deck set up in ways that it's like getting as much disruption as we can. So
sure.
I think you're probably supposed to. Man, it is a shame. It is a shame that we do not have an arcane spell in this hand. If we could trade that Sigil of Earth for like a, I mean, I don't know, insert thing that deals arcane damage. It's the last one, right? It's the last heartbeat. No. Did you undo the electrostatic discharge?
Yeah, so I can play it as an instant to gain the action.
No, that's okay. I just wanted to make sure that I'm...
Yeah.
So I think we're supposed to just block here. Considering, you know what? Considering Salas used Lightning Greaves, maybe I'm supposed to wait. I mean, I'm probably not going to block 7 regardless, right? Like, it probably doesn't matter. We just want to be able to play Heartbeat, gain 3, deal 3, and then throw this at him. Let's see what comes next. We'll wait and see what happens. Did I say Cincinnati? Sorry, Columbus. Columbus. Yeah, Columbus, not Cincinnati. This is a snatch for 7. It feels bad, but... I mean, would it feel bad for Silas if he didn't use the electrostatic discharge? We'll take 2 here and see what else we can block here. I mean, 12 value off of 3 cards is exactly why we play, why we want Verdant Stability turned on, right?
Never didn't have it.
Never didn't have it, indeed. So here's the real question. Do we block Sigil of Earth, take 5, and go to 3, just so that we can go back to 6, deal 3 arcane, and then kind of like force Salas's hand here a little bit? I know it's weird, but I actually think it is somehow correct for us to give him the card. It's really weird to think about, but it feels correct to me. Yo! Trashy Panda TV, let's go. Thank you for that Prime sub, brother. I really appreciate that, Panda. Means a whole bunch, man. Thank you. Oh, so I should have just went to 1 there, I guess, because it's virtually the same thing, except I have the option of dealing a damage there. Okay. That makes sense. It's supposed to discarding it there. So we play Heartbeat. Yeah, we are going to deal the damage. Silas no longer has AB, so if we are able to get there, then we are able to get there.
You don't have to deal damage, man. You don't have to.
So the real question here is, are we supposed to crack the healing potion? Or do we try to save this for like a bigger turn? It feels like the healing potion is probably worth here because we go to 8, we put Silas down to 13, and then, I mean, we don't need to amp a ton. The lower we can get him, the better off we're going to be. So I think we want to make sure that we're safe by going to 8. I think this is the most correct play, and then I think we're just supposed to throw this here. You don't think I use potion?
Man, that's really mean. No.
I mean, yeah, we had a pretty good turn. Like, we were able to gain 5 life, deal 4 damage to you, and throw Command and Conquer. Feels pretty good here.
Because see, if I know that I just play that blue I drew and then create a rune chant and a lightning token.
Yeah. But you could have made a rune chant, but you could have made a lightning token.
I had one floating, so with the blue I could have made
But you didn't
two.
have an action point. Snatch took your action point.
Oh, yeah, I see
Right?
what you're saying, but
I think so.
yeah, but I'm never going to not Arsenal against you, even if I know you're into Arsenal disruption. That just seems wrong, too.
I mean, yeah. So, yeah, I mean, it was definitely better for us to just keep the... We would definitely be in a better situation if we had just went to 1, and then we would still be in the exact same place by discarding the fruits there. Yeah, it was just a misstep on my part. Would have been better that way. We do have the ability to decompose. We will have the ability to decompose twice if we do set this up this way. So we are going to decompose Sigil, Plow, and Ether Flare. No go again? Okay, there it is. So he gets a 0 for 4 back.
Wait, it went away. Why didn't it put it back in my hand? Hold on.
Did you target it?
It didn't give me the option. It went straight to end my turn.
Like, you have to click on...
It's not even giving me the prompt to click.
Start the turnover and do it earlier. So electromagnetic, you don't have to play Somersault in the resolution step. Somersault says when the chain link resolves. You can play it whenever you want. As long as it's on the chain link. Gone in a Flash is the one you have to like be very like I don't know, like I don't know what the word is. Like you have to be very like you have to wait and use it at the correct time. Okay, Chad's saying it needs to be that you need to play this before you need to play that card before resolution. That you're trying to play it like the problem is that you're trying to play it in the resolution step. So you should just play it now.
Yeah. But Gone in the Flash, I can play this in the resolution step.
Yeah, so if Gone in the Flash has go again, you need to well, no, you can still play this card anytime you want. It's when you're going to play something like Electrostatic Discharge to get a Gone in the Flash back into your hand that you need to play it in the resolution step. So Gone in a Flash is a really cool 2-card 8 with electrostatic, whatever it's called. The one that gives something +3. Because you have the ability, I think we say no blocks here. Yeah, I think we say no blocks here. You have the ability to actually, you have the ability to play Gone in a Flash if you have a lightning token. If you have an embodiment of lightning, you get to play it. And then in the resolution step, you play the Electrostatic Discharge, bouncing it back to your hand after you've dealt a 4. And then you can attack with it for 7. So it ends up being a 2-card 11. It's actually insane. I'm going to block with the Autumn's Touch here.
Oop. That's fine. I can do it here.
You're not going to get it back. Because we're in the resolution step.
No, it was in the reaction step. Why is it doing that?
Because you're clicking too many times. Take a breath and relax.
It's my space bar. If I click, it double clicks.
You're gonna have to start the turn over to.
The whole turn?
Yeah, it won't let you undo any further. You're gonna have to start the whole turn over.
That sucks. And electromagnet somersault in the defense is way better.
It is really good defensively. So I think that card should be thought of as a. We should think of that card as a defensive card, in my opinion. And,
for sure.
And it can be randomly used offensively. Yeah, you have to play on the active chain link. Yeah, and then return them at the end of the chain link when it resolves. So you need to use it as a reaction. Yeah, no, that makes sense.
I just don't want to like use it and not get the damage through, so that's why. But that one you can't do in the resolution, right?
Yeah, so you can't use the card to get it back to your hand in the resolution step. You have to play it during the reaction step to get your cards back in the resolution step. Hey, I'm glad you got your toe fixed, Kyle. That's exciting, man. I think we're supposed to block here. Yep. So we take 1, go to 5.
Let's see if I can get you to give me a card.
And I know you have the flutter, or you have the flittering charge in your hand. So I'm gonna stay at 2 so I don't just die to grasp next turn, but if Salas draws a blue, then he can make an embodiment, which is unfortunate for me, but I didn't know Blaze knew how to dance. Wait, I feel like I missed something.
You're instantly rewarded.
Is there any thought to playing this? Because we're probably not going to combo with it, and I would rather gain a life and deal a damage. So what's the best hand we can have with keeping this in here look like? I think we're just supposed to play it now. It's a weird thought, and I'm open to being wrong here if somebody wants to correct me, but I think we're supposed to play it there. So we are going to go Rootbound Carapace, Autumn's Touch, and this round's on me. I have no cards in hand, and Salas is forced to duck a card and block with something. Insert Carlton Dance. Okay, here we go. Verdance. I like that. Dude, insert the Carlton Dance anytime. The Carlton Dance is awesome, dude. Justin, so like we've kind of changed the deck a little bit because it seems like Verdance is like struggling a little bit into aggro decks. It's very possible that it's just the way that like Brad and I have kind of like been working on the deck, but like some of the changes that we made today, I think are going to look a little bit better for what we want to be doing here. So I think blocking like this is the best way we can go. This is an interesting choice. I can choose to deal an arcane damage, or I can choose to arsenal this and see what Salas's hand looks like. I'm not changing anything, so I think I'm better off to just arsenal this card.
The fact that you don't have Storm Striders just brings me joy.
Yeah, I don't know if Storm Striders would be better in this matchup. I don't know. Oh, it's an interesting thought. I think Gone in a Flash is that good. Doesn't have Go again. Zero. I think your statement is a little too bold, if I'm being honest, for something like that, man. Because I don't know, brother. Like, Caught in a Flash is a card that you can like literally just repetitively play as long as you're using Lightning Greaves to gain action points.
It reminds me of Endless Arrow, but for Runeblade.
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
And it doesn't even have to hit.
So I don't know. The idea of saying that Flittering Charge is better than Gone in a Flash is interesting to me. So now we're gonna play this. We are gonna have to sync this. We did find our out, actually. We are not going to decompose. There's no reason to. We're already here. Yeah, it didn't matter regardless.
It didn't matter.
Even if we gained 2 life. Like, even if we had decomposed and gained 2 life, we're technically going to 1, but then the go again kills us. Just never going to play around double lightning press.
Yeah, you can't.
Let's full rematch and let's play this with side. Let's play this when I have a chance to use AB. Because Gauntlet, I mean, I got the 2 value out of it, but it was literally an arm piece at block 2, and Metacarpus node would have saved us a lot of potential value throughout the course of that game. So
the question is, what do you think I add?
That's a good question, man. I'm not sure. I like the D-Reacts, and the weakest link felt good last game, so I think we're going to run back the same 60 against Silas. I want to run Node, and I do think I want to run Crown of Providence. Although there might have been a hand where we could have won the game at a certain point if we had Plume, just to be able to go like just to play the combo and do something crazy. But I don't know if it would have worked out. Maybe I need to look for a little bit more combo heavy hands here.
Let's try this and see how it does.
Hey, Brad, thanks for posting the link, man. I appreciate it. I feel like you had to go to 1 and throw the plow under there. At 2, he has so many ways to arcane you out on a full hand. I mean, yeah, but if I'm at 1, 6 when he is at 4 isn't enough to make sure that I don't die, right? Because he can literally just keep 1 card and kill me. And that's my problem. That's my problem there. Maybe we're supposed to run Constellus against him. That's an interesting thought. That's an interesting thought I had not considered, really. And throw Surging for damage. Is it possible that earlier you were supposed to amp Rampant Growth using the Healing Potion and throw Surging? Yeah, it's possible that was supposed to be correct. Instead of throwing the Command and Conquer? Yeah, it's possible. Let's try running the chest piece here and the arm piece. I don't know. This is interesting. Running Alluvian Constellus is not something I considered in this matchup, but we'll try it and see how it feels. It does give us the AB 1 slot that we're looking to kind of like stop, so... You know what? Maybe we're not supposed to filter here. Maybe I'm just supposed to play this out and then pass. Not exactly a big fan of my hand right here, but I think the idea of not letting Silas filter is probably better. And we can arsenal the Mind Warp because it sets us up pretty well here. This is not a card you want to see early. Although there were multiple turns last game when Tunic felt really clean. It's very possible that the chess piece could see play Romping Club, but I don't know. That's a tough question to answer this early on. Like, it could be very good, but we are playing a lot of non-attacks, I suppose. We're also playing like quite a few attacks, so I don't know. The chess piece feels interesting to me. Block 5. Okay. go again and to draw a card, I assume. Yep, makes sense. So I think what we're gonna do is I really wish we could block with this card. Drawing this here is kind of awkward, but what we can do is we could crown here if we wanted to. I don't think so. We're probably just supposed to overpitch and kind of play it out here. We could arsenal this. There's always the choice that we have here to... Now, let's take 5 and kind of play our hand out here. I've forgotten that the Earth Heroes can't read. I mean, yeah, listen. James White and Company banning books left and right, fam. Yeah, I added Stonewall Gauntlet just because it seems like the best defensive arm piece available for this deck that we're playing. Let's throw Surge and Ether Tide at Silas for 1. And then we'll throw Mind Warp at Silas, forcing him to give us 1 card here one way or another, so... Just made OCS rage quit? What do you mean? I'm not sure what you mean, Josh. Two counters on Dawnblade equals doom for him? What is OCS? Is that like a hero or something that I'm not aware of? Yep, so we get a hand out of Silas's, we get a card out of Silas's hand either way. He just kind of forced to make the decision whether he wants to give us a card to AB or whether he would rather have a new hand here. Looking at this hand, I don't really think I want to use Constellus here. Like, I don't really want to AB. I'm pretty happy to just say no blocks. This is just 2. I'm pretty interested in the Mage Master Boots, Healing Potion, and to this play, Arsenal this. I think it gives us a little bit more breathing room. So I think this is one of those turns where we're going to have to take a little bit of damage to try and set up to play a little bit more defensively. I guess we are taking 5, so technically we could have blocked 5 on a 4 there, which would have been okay, but... We also could have just given up the Ether Arc that turn. And then pitched Healing Potion to play our attack here. Save the Mage Master Boots for another turn. Trom's an interesting one. I hear you, Brad. It's interesting, but I think Trom is one of the better pieces that we can be playing in that slot. Like, I think Trom is just better than Sift in that spot. So... Like, because Sift is really only letting us dig, and it's a 3 block, which I guess is like all kind of the same as what we're trying to accomplish from... Double Weave Lightning, huh?
Dude, my hand is so... I only have 1 attack action in my hand.
I mean, you're playing a Rune Blade. It's one of the downfalls. Hey King, what's up, man? We're just kind of like testing a little bit. Like, there's not really like we're super dedicated or like stung on playing this or playing that. We're just testing Mage Master Boots to see how it feels tonight, really, is like all we're going for here. So this is going to be for 8. I mean, we can give the gauntlets here, I guess. Feels fine. Like, we're just blocking to block, although I kind of want to save this for a turn when it matters. If we can go Carapace, I guess we can block with this. discarding it and blocking with it are the same thing, but I think we're just going to block with it here. It doesn't feel like there's a difference right now. There will be another turn for us to use Stonewall Gauntlet. I'm not as worried about just getting it out as fast as we can, so... And now we're going to have 2 Earth cards over there, which is pretty solid. And then we're going to take the Starfall. I mean, the cost curve can be an issue, but I think the chances where the cost curve is going to be an issue are very, very slim. Like, also, it's a pretty solid reason to, like, have Tunic in the deck, in which we do. So, I don't know, like... If we're struggling into aggro matchups, like, I don't know a better card than just slotting Trom in, to be honest. So, Josh, it's interesting that you bring up her staff, because we had debated earlier actually playing her staff. Yeah, Tunic was enabling some really good plays earlier, and now it feels weird to not have Tunic. Debating if I want to block this, and I don't think I do. I think I'm okay taking 1 here. You can't flash in channel now. I've already taken the Arcane. Like, you can still play it, Salas, but you're not going to get the draw. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just gotta scare you.
Well, thank God I know how the rules work. The rampant combo is really nice, but her staff might be pretty cool, to be honest. Like, I think her staff might be pretty sweet. Was that gone in a flash? So we're just going to play... I was really hoping to decompose with multiple Earth cards here, but I think considering the situation we're in, this is just a better play. Okay, and then we're just going to block 5 here. I'm pretty happy to, honestly... Am I supposed to Arsenal this? Nah, we're supposed to Arsenal the Heartbeat here, I think. It lines up pretty well if we draw into like a CNC or a Weakest Link to play out, so I'm pretty content with Arsenaling this and just setting up for another turn. Blossoming Decays also looking pretty sweet here. I think we're just going to say no blocks here. We're going to sink the Rampant Growth. Drawing into a 3-block, which is kind of exactly what we wanted to see, so that lines up pretty well for us. This feels kind of weird. We know that he has a Flittering Charge. We're probably just going to have to give up Channel Lightning Valley this turn, which feels pretty bad, but... Is the function solely to dig, or are you wanting to have it as a defensive tool against aggro decks? So I added in Stonewall Gauntlet, or I added in Trom to have it as a tool. But Brad was saying originally that he wanted to just play it just to have it, as a way to dig through the deck. So, hey, what's up, Simper? How are you, buddy? People said her staff is bad because you need a blue. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's less than ideal, but I think it's not bad. We can force Silas to make a decision here. Giving up the gauntlets here feels really bad, but we've drawn into a pretty nice curve here, all things considered, so... Now, there is a world where I could block and not decay. This also doesn't have Go Again.
That's totally wrong then. I forget that.
Well, undo.
No lightning card.
Undo if it's wrong.
Yeah,
you haven't played a lightning card yet. And Twine Lightning being elemental is kind of like weird.
Yeah, that's super strange because it's
tricky.
Yellow, so I think I'll do this then. I've still not played a lightning card this turn.
I mean, there's some value. There's definitely some value in being able to dig for your combo pieces, but I don't really want to play a version of the deck that is just straight combo. Like if we're going to be playing cards like Command and Conquer and the Weakest Link, I think there is like a real thought to just being like, okay, like we're just going to focus on.
I gotta go back to the start.
Okay, that's fine. There's more of a focus of being like, okay, like we're trying to disrupt, we're trying to slow the game down. Hype up Gone in a Flash so I can sell it when the set is official. I mean, I think Gone in a Flash is very good. I like would tell anybody to play it. Like, card's very good. I still think we're supposed to block like this. So I think the ability of denying Silas here is actually not bad. So I kind of want to just deny Silas anything that we can. And we do have the ability here to just deny him. Now, the question is, do I want to give up my arsenal? I think the answer is no. Because honestly, this is like kind of a combo thing that we have set up here. Combo is very good against the slow decks, Brad. What'd you say, Silas?
I said, yes, give me that equipment to your cards.
I mean, yeah, I have to. Like, denying you channel here is just too good. Especially, like, when we have the combo setup.
I don't even know what her combo is.
It deals, like, 35 or 40 damage to you on my turn. with Arcane.
Pretty busted.
Hey, what's up, Valkyrie, brother? I think Eclectic is actually going to be really sweet. Like, that card has really impressed me. No, this is fine. We'll take the one here.
It doesn't have go again.
It is not. Would you like to play differently?
I need to do I need to do that first.
We got a big hydrate here. I'm a few minutes behind here. Eclectic Magnetism is going to be a good card, Murillo. I agree.
I'll do it this way.
Well, now I think this is a little different. Now I think we are supposed to. Now that we have two sources of AB coming in, I think we're supposed to. Ooh, I'm surprised that you would rather have the Shockwave in your arsenal as opposed to the Magnetism.
Yeah.
Or, I'm sorry, as opposed to the Somersault.
Since you gave me two cards, I would rather get this back.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Salas should have swung the sword. That would have been good there.
Oh, yeah, because I played a lightning card?
Yeah, you had played the Electrostatic Discharge first, so Starfall I'd go again. Yeah, you can undo it, and we'll run it back.
All right, here. We'll go back to the start.
Yeah, no, that's good. Yeah, I mean, let's play the best games we can. Absolutely.
So Electrical Discharge turns on the Starfall.
Yeah, so it's literally any lightning card is what turns that on.
I think your line's better too. Probably because I can block two cards and get it right back.
So I think I'm not supposed to do this. Yeah, I would Arsenal the Somersault there.
Yeah, I think that's better.
I think the only time that it is like probably correct for me to block this, even then, like, is because I know Silas's hand, but like that's just. And then we get to decompose, getting 2 earth cards and a mind warp. Yeah, it's very possible that that was a better play there. That the staff into the arsenal would have been a good play there. I think we're just going to gain 2. I would rather stay as high life total as I can to try and get like some like.
Man,
I have set
based on my hand, I got immediately punished for not having an attack.
Oh really?
Yeah. Like immediately punished. Like I have 0 attacks in my hand.
3, 6, 8, 10, 11.
I think that just gives you so much tempo.
I'm going to say no blocks. We've done a very good hand.
You know, I can't do anything.
This would be a great time to have Plume. It's also unfortunately a little awkward because we're not pinging every time we're doing it, but we are going to deal a ton of damage here, so.
Hold on, I need to keep that blue. No,
you're fine.
I need to overpitch.
Yeah, so since Silas ended up keeping an arsenal there, it's very possible, Ryan, that it was correct to just try and like get some arsenal disruption going there. I could have blocked 2 and then have played that during the turn, which could have been pretty good. I think we're just supposed to take 2 here if this is truly all Silas is doing.
Yeah, that was my 3 cards in hand. And you know my arsenal. And my other card is a non-attack.
So I get to gain 3, and then I get to gain 3. I've gained 8.
Oh, you're going to amp it.
I've gained 10. We're going to gain 11 and then amp 11.
The fact that that's a 0 cost for rampant growth is crazy.
It's wild. And then we're going to activate Constellus. And Surgent Aethertide comes in for 12. And it deals 12. And so now this is going to be for 13. And we get rid of Silas's arsenal here. All right, that was not a bad play for us. This hand is extremely unfortunate. We will wait and see what the rest of Silas's turn looks like. Plume is very good. I mean, Plume allows you to double combo on the same turn if you want to, which is really solid. Am I supposed to block, activate Aethertide, and arsenal the Felling of the Crown? Or are we supposed to block with CNC and then just throw this for 8? I mean, considering Silas is at 8, I want to get kind of aggressive here. Like, Silas is probably going to have a pretty good hand here, but I want to get a little aggressive here. Half my life. I mean, yeah, gaining that much life and cutting your opponents down is definitely, like, her biggest advocate here, right?
Yeah, where I had that off turn, it really hurt me.
I think we'll block like this. Yeah, I mean, you having an off turn was very big for me. Silas throws a snatch at us. This feels pretty bad, but I don't really know what else we're doing here. Hey, Cusco, what's up, brother? How are you? And then we go down to 22. Arc Lightning, been a house. Probably just supposed to arsenal there, right? Doesn't have go again. You're not triggering arc lightning, like. I mean, do you think I'm wrong? Hello? All right, Silas has disappeared. Anyway, I think it's better for Silas to Arsenal this here.
I'll Arsenal it. I said in hindsight 2020, though, for last time.
I mean, I definitely just think it's better to Arsenal that card.
I mean, it's usually better to Arsenal in any.
I mean, there's potentially some world where, like, I guess you want to play around the arcane, or like me having a Command and Conquer. But even then, you can give me Grasp, Greaves, and a card. So, like, I think you're okay there, right?
Yeah.
Simply chilling? We'll do Cusco. I'm glad you're getting to chill, brother. Yeah, the interaction with Mind Warp and Balance of Justice is insane. I do agree. It's really cool. I mean, Alluvian, it's been fine. Like, we drew a hand that, like, I didn't really notice a big difference on it. Like, the turn that it let us, like, kind of, like, combo off was pretty sweet with the Alluvian Constellus, so that's kind of cool, right?
Is it right?
This hand blocks 5 and attacks for 8. The old 4-card 13, you love to see it. Do you think Pummel Dash is a spot in the upcoming meta? I mean, I think Pummel Dash is, like, kind of always just a little out there, right? Feels like almost a little too memey, I guess, is what I would say.
I have to play that instant on the chain link, or it won't work.
Yeah. So start the turnover. You can activate Grasp. And then what you have to do is you're going to have to let the Rune Chain hit me.
Yeah.
Like, because I'm not going to block it. And then what you do is you wait and see how I block.
Yeah, wait till reactions.
So this is weird because, like, I feel like the fact that I know you have Channel Lightning Valley is, like, kind of affecting, like, my mental a little bit right now.
After you were just bragging about
I
how
know,
we play,
like, and you just can't help it. Like, I don't know, like, it's so easy for me to stick 2 cards in front of this, but I feel like I would wait. I feel like I would block like this if I'm trying to think about it impartially. I mean, listen, I'm not saying that, like, pummeling Combustible Courier is not awesome, because let me tell you, it is. And I hear you. Pummeling Combustible Courier is one of the coolest things you can do. But I don't know, man. I feel like we're reaching there, right? I feel like we're reaching, right?
Why didn't that let me draw a card?
Oh, Channel Lightning Valley's been bugging for some reason. You got to manually draw a card.
Hold on, let's start the turnover then.
Well, no, you can just do it now.
No, it wouldn't let me.
No, I'm telling you, it's not going to let you. It's bugged. You're going to have to manually do it.
How do you manually
I was
draw
getting ready
a
to
card?
walk you through it before you started the damn turnover, Silas.
Dude, you know me. I'm ready. It's my bedtime.
I can
Come
tell.
on.
Somebody's so impatient. Just wait a second. Oh.
I got to get up at 4:30 tomorrow. Wednesday's my busy day.
Why?
Ashley coaches, so she gets up at like 4:15.
Okay, so what you're going to do is click on the menu in the top right-hand corner.
Yep.
Scroll down until you find Other Settings, I think is what it's called.
Yep.
And then there's
Yep.
one called Enable Manual Mode, third from the top. When you
Yep.
check it, you're going to come back out, and then on top of your deck, there'll be a button that says Draw.
So then draw.
You do that, and then you have to go back into the menu and uncheck Manual Mode. Or I think you can hit Close.
That's wild.
Oh, actually, that's interesting. Dallas made a good point. You actually weren't supposed to draw a card there. It's not bugging. It's because you dealt damage to me before Channel was in play. And Channel says the first time you deal damage to an opponent. So it does.
In the reaction step?
You dealt the arcane damage to me.
Oh.
And it technically
okay.
checks that way. And I did not realize that.
So I would just wait in there. No, I'd probably still play it to give it a go again.
I mean, giving it a go again, like, I guess it depends on like what's in your hand there. But yeah, no, thank you, Dallas, for pointing that out.
Good catch. Good catch.
Run them in Dio, you'll never miss. Listen, I do like the idea of running. I like the idea of playing Dio. Like, we're probably gonna play some Dio. I don't know when, but we were probably going to play some Dio.
Okay, so why didn't it let me draw there?
It says the first time you deal damage to an opposing hero each turn. You're not going to draw it all that turn because you had already dealt damage to me before it was in play.
Ah, that rune chant mess. So I shouldn't even trigger the rune chant there then?
Probably, yeah. Like, you probably shouldn't make a rune chant, honestly.
Let's see.
Just use the value for Aurora. It's worth. So right here, I would still block 3.
That's a weird line, man. I'm glad I know that now.
Yeah, so now this happens, and you get to draw a card.
Now, oh, it's super interesting.
Yeah, you have to be careful with that, because it is. I learned this the other day.
Yeah, the triggers are super weird on where to do what.
Yeah, sequencing is very important with this deck. Giving them a 5-card hand, like, I hear you, is bad, but turning all of Aurora's breakpoint cards that are hard to block into 0 for 3s, into head jabs, gives you a lot of value, in my opinion. It's the same thing as having an embodiment of Earth. Now, I understand you're giving them the extra card, and, like, I'm not saying that it's exactly the same thing, but you have to kind of think about it in the same light that we want to make all of their breakpoint attacks like that are like, you know, like on hit do stuff like snatch or static shock, like all those attacks that like have on hit text. We want them to be 0 for 3s.
I keep missing it. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. What are you missing?
I keep clicking the wrong card. I want to put the 2 block, and then I hit space, and it triggers straight, and it skips everything.
So I think this felling of the crown kind of puts us in the driver's seat because Silas is forced to give us 2 cards from hand here. I think I would rather keep the CNC in the deck, right? Like, it feels like I would rather have the CNC in the deck. Dash smashes this deck. Her turns are just nuts. Also, fighting Nu makes me want to retire. I mean, I think a lot of people feel that way about Nu. Like, a lot of people just don't want to have to play against Nu, right? It's just obnoxious.
Dude, that is super hard as Aurora.
Again, I'm really not a fan of giving him a card here, but like, we give him a card and we take a bunch of damage, which feels really bad, but we're in a spot where we're just, again, forcing 2 cards out of Silas's hand. You should just activate Aurora and throw Starfall at me.
You think that's better than the rune chant? I don't think I live enough to. I think though, we're playing the 2-card game now, so I don't know if I'll ever get the.
I mean, but you have more value off of a 2-card hand with the embodiment of lightning than you do with the grasp, because I have like your rune chants are playing into my Alluvian.
Oh, because yeah, it gives it its ability.
So like, it gives me the ability to just throw Ether Tide at you for free. So like, I think that Grasp looked as good as it did game 1 because I did not have Arcane Barrier.
Yeah, but now I die.
I mean, you're probably not dead unless you just have a bunch of instants.
And yeah, hold on. I have to pick a different card. It doesn't. I can only block 6 and go to 1.
Siren's Call also spills Assault for me. I get that. Like, that card makes me so salty. I hate that card. I think I'm just looking at from a standpoint, too, where the risk you're fixing a clunky hand for them as well. There's always... I guess we could have just killed Silas with the... Well, no, he would have pitched a card there. I mean, there is always a chance that we are fixing a clunky hand for them, but I'm also a firm believer that there is a real reason that we see so many of these like slower, grindier decks playing this rounds on me. And it's because like you're looking to slow the game down, you know, and like 12 turns is almost enough to go through your entire cycle of your deck. And so I think that like even against like Aurora and like Zen, you're looking to slow the game down and you're looking to play these 10, 12, 13, maybe 14 like turn games. And Traum is a card that helps you do that more than it hurts you, in my opinion. I've seen it be good too many times and too many decks that are grindy. I don't know. So I don't know. It's tough. It's tough. Traum may not be worth it, but I think it is.
Thanks for playing.
You out of here, dude?
Yeah, dude, I gotta get up early.
Yeah, sounds good. Thanks for playing, man.
All right, see ya.
See ya. All right. Well, we played a couple games against Aurora, and we won the second one, lost the first one. So, I don't know. Like, felt like Aurora, like the list, or I'm sorry, Verdance felt pretty clean there. Like, both games, the deck felt pretty good into the aggro matchups. It's really more of a question of the other decks. So, I don't know. We're gonna take a short break. I gotta use the bathroom real quick. I'm gonna run to the bathroom, grab some more water, and when I come back, we're gonna be playing Verdance. Thanks for hanging out tonight, guys. Okay, short break, and we're back. We are 1-1 on the night so far. Let's keep rolling with our deck and see what we can find in our games tonight. Verdance has felt pretty clean, and this list that we've got put together has felt pretty sweet. So I don't know. I'm liking the list so far. It's felt pretty good. I've just had the inverse experience with the card. Theory is definitely solid. So I mean, yeah, Justin, and it's really interesting because it's like that that is a thing that happens to all of us, right? Like, if I have one good experience with a card, I'm gonna think to myself, "Oh my gosh, like I need to be playing this card." When it's like, in all reality, it may not be that good. So I do get that. I completely understand. I get it, man. It makes sense. This is a Sink Below Rootbound Carapace, and we want Scour in this matchup. Let's cut a Cadaverous Tilling in this matchup. I don't think we want Weakest Links, but we'll cut one Cadaverous Tilling. We want to be able to block efficiently, but we also want to be like playing offense and trying to do the things that we can do. Putting an Aura back on the bottom of their deck could be pretty solid, right? This could actually be sweet. We could play 61 and then cut all the Cadaverous Tillings. I don't hate this, to be honest, and I like running Constellus here. I do not hate this at all. They're playing Reaping Blade, which means they're trying to like stop us from comboing, which I mean is it's a pretty fair thing to try and accomplish, right? We're just gonna go ahead and get a couple of cards out of our hand and gain some life here. Has anything felt bad in the list? I would say that one of the worst things about the deck that has felt so far is when you're playing non-Tunic cards. That has been my experience so far. Playing non-Tunic cards has felt very weird. Like, I don't know, Tunic seems to do a lot of the things that we want to make the deck function, and without Tunic, it feels a little awkward. Although Illuvian Constellus is really sweet and works very well with Surgent Aethertide in like a bigger combo turn. But I think Tunic kind of just helps you make the deck function. So, like, I would say the thing that has felt the weirdest has been not playing Tunic to this point. So we're going to block Command and Conquer, and we're going to block Rootbound Carapace with no Decompose. And then we are going to take the 1 from the Rune Chant, take the 3 from Reaping Blade, and we're going to throw the Blossoming Decay, and we're going to go back to 40, and we're going to start filling up our Banish Zone. Yep. If they don't attack there, it feels really awkward for us, but there's like literally zero reason for our opponent not to attack right here, so we're going to go down to 38, go back to 39, kind of do our whole thing that we want to do here, and set up just a little bit. What is a Tunic card? Llama, so it's Tunic. It's called Fiendal's Spring Tunic. If you'd like to look it up, you can. It is a chess piece of equipment that lets us have a resource every third turn, basically. Is basically what it does. It gives us extra resources, so. Yeah, you bet, D. Happy to. I prefer the Earth Chest to Metacarpus if I need AB1. I'm really curious to know how the Earth Chest is going to work in the Verdance deck. I don't know, like... I played it in Florian during the 24-hour stream the other day, and it felt fine. Maybe I wasn't looking for enough opportunities to like use it effectively, but it felt like okay, I guess, is kind of how I would describe it. Spoken like a true Victor player. It definitely it seemed okay in Florian, but I'm gonna be honest, it didn't even impress me playing Florian the other day, which is probably more me than anything, to be honest. Like, let's just be real. It's probably more me than anything. I to your point, though, King, making 2 Embodiment Averse and just staring at my opponent was pretty sweet. I did enjoy that. Block Ether Arc, Tome Harvest, pitch Tome to throw Command and Conquer. There's no on-hit effects here. We could block with double Tome of Harvest to keep an Ether Arc in the deck, but I think I'm okay taking 1. I'm okay staying perpetually just a little bit lower than them to kind of make sure that we are lining things up the way we want. We're just gonna throw Command and Conquer at them. We either get Crown of Providence here, or we're getting a couple of cards from their hand, and either way, I think it's a win. It's you, I promise? Okay, Wally keeping me honest. I can appreciate it. I'm doing my usual 16 thing. Dude, Slip, I don't know how you work 16 hours at a time, bro. When I was in college, I used to work music festivals where I worked 12 hours at a time. And like, looking back on that, I don't know that I could ever do that anymore, bro. I'd die. We're talking about like the new Earth chess piece versus like Tunic and versus Alluvian Constellus and kind of like how it feels throughout the games and like how it feels clean. I don't know. I'm being told that I'm using the chess piece very incorrectly. Which is very possible. Like it's an L. It's got to be good, right? I mean, I guess it doesn't have to be good, but the fact that it has a gold L on it would lead you to believe that it's better than not. Huh. I think we're just going to sink below. I don't really want to sink anything here. Like, I like the hand that we have put together. We can gain a couple life, and then we can Ether Tide into Flare. So I don't think there's a reason to sink here. I have to say, the world would probably catch on fire if we tried to ban Tunic for a day. That's an interesting thought process, Donald. That's an interesting thought process. But yeah, the world probably like just blows up and explodes. We're going to take a little bit of a different line here and try to use Mage Master Boost just a little bit differently. Okay, I guess not. I guess we're just going to throw the Ether Flare. I was thinking we could use Mage Master Boots to go Ether Flare into the Destructive Ether Tide, but if they're going to like pitch here, I would rather just save Mage Master Boots for something else. Oh, they took 3 after that. That's a little surprising. We're talking about UPF right now. What are we talking about? How are we talking about UPF? All 3 are great armor pieces. Alluvium for arcane based matchups. Tunic where they don't want arcane, and then new Terse for. So, I mean, I guess like it's good into like aggro matchups. I don't know. I guess I'm just being stubborn. Which like no one's surprised by, but still. Let's start triggering Constellus here. This is 5 go again. I'm gonna block here, and then we're gonna decompose. We don't need to decompose for the block value, but I want to turn on Verdance ability as soon as we can here. And then they're going to throw Reaping Blade at us. We're going to block 1, then take 1 Rune Chant at 37. Oh, no. Okay, I was really hoping to get the gain effect life here, but it's still worth decomposing because we possess the ability to turn on... we're now only 1 Earth card away in our graveyard from being able to turn on Verdance ability here. Now, we do have to be careful with the whole Reaping Blade situation, so... yeah, so using the Earth legs and the chest for decompose is pretty cool. That was a pretty neat... That was a pretty fun interaction I got to experience inside of Florian the other day. I thought that was pretty cool. I did think that was pretty sweet, to be honest. Don't wanna be the one that I call baby. Nah, 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 nah. They have no arsenal. So why do they concede? All right. Well, I was going to pitch the Heartbeat to block 2 Rune Chants, block with Ether Arc, and then we were going to play the Healing Potion and Arsenal to plow under. The Snuff Out or whatever it was called hitting me wouldn't have mattered. So they didn't have any Rune Chants to actually, like, they didn't have any auras to do anything with. Well, I guess maybe they would. No, that was all they did that turn. I don't really know why they quit right there. Felt pretty odd that they just, like, conceded out of nowhere, but... Plume, I feel, is too good to pass up. Personally, the ability to double Rampant Growth twice is always fantastic. I mean, yeah, so, like, that card's combo ability is insane, right? Ooh, this should be an interesting matchup. This should be a very interesting matchup. This feels like a Storm Striders matchup, right? I don't know. So, just being able to block 5 here feels solid, but at the same time, like, it's very conditional. We're gonna try it like this. I don't know if Mage Masters or Storm Striders is correct, but I don't know. They're running AB3. They came prepared to play against this, I'll tell you that. Borvo is here, ready to bonk. Dude, I do like some Borvo now. I won't lie to y'all. I do like some Borvo. I would like to keep the Decompose card here, but we don't really have a choice. We're just going to be blocking. Now, Heart is turned on, which is pretty sweet, but... I don't really want to give them an extra card. I guess we can just put the other Earth card over here by gaining some life. We'll go to 38, and then we'll go to 41. Activate Aethertide to deal damage to you. Or attempt to deal damage to you. Preventing the on-hit effects is one of the reasons that I added in Crown and I added in the arm slot. But I don't know. Like, the gaining life does, like, kind of negate the damage, but it doesn't negate the on-hit effects, to Justin's point. And that is one of the things that does scare me about the Verdance deck, to be honest. Is that if you get into a spot where, like, there's a lot of cards that, like you have, like, a matchup where there's a lot of, like, on-hit effects you want to be stopping, it's scary. It's also very possible that I should be running the Stonewall Gauntlets in this matchup. I did specifically run Hold Focus on purpose. That was not an accident. Excuse me. I think allergies are getting the best of me here. Hey, Mogar, what's up, buddy? How are you? You think the last army deck of the year is Terra? And what do you think the new Earth chest for him? Ooh. I don't know if there'll be, like... Are you speculating that there's going to be, like, a new Earth chest? Or are you saying about playing the new Earth chest that came out in this set in that deck? Because I won't lie, that has my attention. Yeah, we're just going to go ahead and get rid of this. We can try to set up 3 on the next one. Bonk. I kind of want to take 4 here. Well, we can't decompose, can we? Feels bad that we can't decompose here, but we're just going to play Healing Potion and pass. Yeah. It's fine, I guess. I don't know. Doesn't feel great, but... I really hope the last Armory deck of the year, to answer your question, Ryan, is Terra. I really, really hope it's Terra. And I mean... Mark's Gang could be pretty good, I guess. I guess it depends on how you have Terra built. I don't know. I would love to get another Guardian in CC just to be able to test and play with, but it would give you a lot of interesting opportunity for things to like to kind of build with. I think would be fun. I'm sad Terra doesn't have a decomposed payoff on his hero text. That would be a cool idea. I hope it's Katsu and they print like 5 new cards for him. Well, I wouldn't hold your breath about that, but would be cool though. I do agree it would be cool. And we'll decompose here, putting all of the earth cards we can. And now we get to activate Surge and Aethertide. I would like to Arsenal this card, but this is going to be a long one. So we're going to save this for second cycle. Armory deck Oldham. Go on. You have my attention. Listen. You guys, like, I would jump back on the Oldham train faster than y'all can blink. Y'all don't even know. Like, y'all don't even know. Oldham's my boy. I would like to be able to Arsenal the Sink Below here. We're going to have to take a little bit of damage to do it. Yikes. We're going to have to discard this rounds on me. Yeah, we're going to have to take a lot of damage to Arsenal the Sink Below here, but I still think it's worth. I just want them to stop putting out Armory decks for aggressive heroes. So, Alex, I do think that they are going to... I think they're going to make Armory decks for other heroes and kind of transition and show us that they are okay to do other things with the Armory decks. I do think that they are going to make that a little bit of that transition from, like, you know, the first Armory deck like was KO, didn't really need any help, and then they went to Bolton, which I feel like did need a little bit of help, and then they went to Azalea. So they've made some interesting choices on decks. And I really hope they go the route of like a Terra or, you know, something that's a little bit slower. We get to pitch stack double Rampant Growth and Life here together. Kind of create your own bloom. You want to see me hop on the Oldham train? You want to see me do it again? I mean, yeah, dude, I would. Like, I loved Oldham. I know that's a very unpopular opinion, but I was a big fan of Oldham. Big fan of Oldham. I mean, Bolton's an aggro deck, right? Bolton is a deck that can be a combo deck, but I would consider Bolton an aggro deck, generally speaking. Generally speaking. I think that with the decompose mechanic, I don't know how much Terra would fit that. Are you talking about, like, do you mean like Bob, like if Terra had the ability to play the decompose mechanic? I don't know. You like the decompose mechanic is pretty cool, right? I think it would be cool if Terra had like an anti-decompose mechanic. I need to get another one, right? We need to get another Earth card here to turn on Verdance. Sorry, guys, I have allergies, so I'm trying to, like, mute my mic when I feel like I need to, like, sniffle or something, but... Oh, they must have a pretty good hand here. Uh-oh. I wonder what they have. We just got a letter. We just got a letter. I wonder who it's from. Yeah. We all know you got it, bud. We all know you got it. The question here is, what do we discard, right? Because we can discard the Fertile Ground or the Plow Under to kind of like clear out their arsenal one turn. I think we're probably supposed to arsenal the Fertile Ground, right? Yeah, let's get rid of let's discard the Plow Under. I think this is okay. We get to throw Cadaverous Tilling and then arsenal the Fertile Ground, which is solid because like we never have to worry about Command and Conquer shenanigans. Gasps and pummel. Terra does get to play Felling and such. I mean, yeah. Well, right? Yeah, that's true. He does get to play the Plow Under card. So, like, maybe... Man. I mean, pummeling Command and Compost isn't really that great, right? But, I don't know. Maybe we'll see something that impresses us. Oh, Yike-a-Rooney's big dog. Yike-a-Rooney's big dog. Yeah, I have no idea what we're supposed to do here. Terra still works with the decompose stuff. I mean, yeah, he does, but it would be cool if he had like better text with it, right? Was messing around with more decompose in Terra today. It's so tough to get enough cards in your graveyard. I mean, you probably have to build it to play that, right? This hurts. This hurts. So we give the Sink Below. We put the Rampant Growth Life on the bottom. Keep a blue to go Surgent Aethertide into Fertile Ground. Probably the best thing we can do here, right? Discard the Ether Arc. Oh, it's 2 random cards. I forgot it's random. We were definitely going to keep one of the blue block 3s, but you know, beggars can't be choosers and all that, so Water Tax, my man, I went and filled up just for you, brother. Just for you. I mean, we don't need to play this now, right? I feel like we kind of might as well. Like, it's a valuable play to make this play right now. Because it puts us to 21, and we're going to be able to deal 2, I'm pretty sure. No, we just get to deal 1. We just get to deal 1. This is to the next action card. So we do not get to deal an extra 1. That would be really cool if we did. So they fall to 23 and we pass. Okay. What have they played? 2 pummels so far? We're gonna block with a Cadaverous Tilling. We're going to attempt to play a Cadaverous Tilling. Although I was like, this feels like the pummel. Really doesn't matter. It doesn't get the +2 though. No trigger effect. It's on the Nothos. We throw 8 Arsenal Sink Below. I mean, this feels pretty good. I think this is a pretty good turn for us. Attacking with physical is a good way as a wizard to like strip cards out of their hand. Now, it's a lot better when you're trying to play things like Icelander because you can do things on their turn. But still, like doing physical is good. Yeah, so we had the amp one floating, but it just didn't get there, right? Like, we just can't use it with Verdance ability because this technically is an amp. This is +X to your next attack, where X is the number of damage you've dealt. But it would be cool if Surgeon Aethertide literally just had the amp text on it. That would be pretty cool. Well, there are no pummels. There are no more pummels, so... Let's take 3, attack for 6, get their arsenal, and then arsenal a good defense reaction here. No need to crack the healing potions. We're at 11 against a guardian. We're not just going to get got out of nowhere, so... yeah, we'll decompose. We might as well, right? Surgeon is meant for forked. Forked lightning would be cool with it. I know it's more design work, but I want young heroes that are mechanically different from their adult forms. Make the young heroes work well with draft chaff, give more focus stability to the adult. That's actually a really cool concept, Donald. Now, like, kind of to your, like, what you said, I understand why LSS doesn't do that, but that would be a really sweet concept if they did, right? I think we'll take 1 here. I could just play the Rebound Carapace, but I think we're better off to go Surgeon Aethertide into Command and Conquer here. Using the Tunic. And again, no need to use the healing potions. We're not going to be too far from pitch stack here. I'm not exactly sure where we're at, if you want the truth. I haven't been counting. I'm really just trying to like get a feel for the deck tonight, but the Verdance Physical is very important. I do agree, Alex. There are no pummels embossing, say. I like that. I love Avatar. Well, I think this is what we want to do.
Freaking go. You love to see it.
Yo, Marceline VR, thank you for the follow on Twitch. Appreciate you being here and hanging out with us tonight. Appreciate that very much. Yeah, I think we're just gonna go for the effect here of go back to 13 and ping our opponent 3 times. Feels pretty solid. Afterwards, we also get to use the Surgeon Aethertide, which is kind of cool because it looks like we could have an arcane spell. Well, they have the one floating. I'm just not even going to mess with it. Just to save time here. Curious to know what they're going to throw at us here. I think we can activate Aethertide, see how they react, and then we can... This has go again, so we get to Aethertide. They take the damage. We're going to play Sigil of Earth with go again, and then we're going to throw the Command and Conquer here. This feels like a very smooth hand here. We're thinking Tunic into that. Yeah, we could have done that. We could have played Tunic and done that last turn, but I think that was okay. I think the line we took was okay, right? Like saving the Tunic for this turn, which it did line up a little bit better this turn. Now, granted, I had no way of knowing that, but still. The old random crippling crush, not too bad. I'm gonna use the decompose here. We are gonna decompose to cover this up for sure. And then I think I'm just gonna put the healing potion in play, to be honest. I would rather set this up on a turn when I would like to try and get more damage done. And I think just waiting is good enough here. Okay, we've come back around. We've come back around. You love to see it. Oh, God. Yeah. Tunic made that play possible, which was very nice. Are there any more Command and Conquers left? No, there's no more pummels unless they're on blue. We haven't seen them pitch one yet, so I think they'd be on one. Which means I'm just gonna wait and see what they do here. It's non-attack action specifically. We're going to block Tome of Harvest for 3 on the next thing they do. The hammer here. So block 3, go to 2. This is fine. This is perfectly fine with me. So I am going to Embodiment of Earth Pops. We're going to discard the fruits here. We're going to gain 2 and choose, see how they want to do with the ping here. We have 3 healing potions in play, which means pretty much the first time that we run into the Rampant Life, Wrath, or whatever it's called, I can't remember what it's called, into an arcane spell, we're just going to arsenal the combo card and wait for an arcane spell to come back around. And then we go back to 5 here, ping them with another damage that they're going to block, and then we have the ability to decompose and take another card and take an additional card out of their hand already, which I won't lie, that feels really good. Taking a card out of their hand here feels solid. They're definitely trying to fatigue us, but we just have the combo, and I think we're just in an okay spot. We just feels okay. Hey, what's up, Trent? Verdance feels pretty good. Made some changes to the list, been working on some stuff, and it feels pretty clean so far. I won't lie. Feels pretty clean. They just taken... Oh, okay. That makes more sense. Crown did, like, bail us out in a spot we needed to block in. Oh god, this is the hand. This is what we wanted. We just don't have... Is this everything I want? Is this it? I think Chief called. I think this is it. So, we get to go Tunic, gain 3 sources of Arcane. I think this is the one we wanted here. Gain 3, ping them for 3. 5, 7, 9, amp, use this one for Surge and Aethertide, and then throw this for 1 billion. So I think we just win here. We also get to use Hold Focus here. So we just have to make sure that I don't misclick or go too far or do something silly here real quick. Because I think this is exactly what we want. Yep. And then crack this. This is 2 life and more arcane. Yep, we are going to deal arcane to them because we're taking the cards out of their hand here. And then we will do both sections of this. Yep. This feels pretty good. Quick, get Mariah Carey in here because it's time. I like that. I like that. That's fun. So we amp 10. We use Hold Focus. Surge and Aethertide, pitching our other combo card. Deal 12. And then this is 1 plus 9 is 10. So they just physically can't block this. Cool, 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 cool. All right, so even if they had had a blue, we still would have got there. So again, like we're just seeing the value of like the slow wizard grindy like combo setup there that we were able to use. That worked out very well for us there. That was a very strong combo turn. We were able to go Heartbeat into Triple Potion, use Life Rampant Growth, and then Hold Focus. So yeah, that really worked out. If we needed the extra point, we could have... No, we couldn't have. We needed the resources there. So yeah, no, that was exactly how we needed that turn to play out, and it panned out for us. So you'll love to see it. Yeah, Bravo still crying to Wizard confirmed. That was pretty cool. Would you like the other way to do that turn? Okay, Alex, hit me with it. Yeah, actually, if there's another way to do like a crazy combo turn, hit me with it. Tell me about it, please. Like, and if it's a longer message and it won't come through on YouTube, you can send it to me on Discord if you'd like, and I'll read it out loud in the chat. We tried this earlier. And it felt okay. I'm curious to know how it feels against an unknown opponent, not Silas. Because, like, Silas, like, we were talking the whole time. Like, Silas kind of knows what I'm up to over here. I'm curious to know how this feels as we look at this. I mean, pitch Autumn's Touch to play Heartbeat and to play this. And then Arsenal the Ether Arc seems pretty good, right? Hey, Jacob, what's up, dude? That's right. You love to see it. Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's gain a couple more life here. Oh, wait, we can't do that? Okay, so I just realized they're playing Reaping Blade here, so this makes this turn a little bit more interesting. So I think we're just going to gain 2 here, and we're just going to pass. I'm going to Arsenal Heartbeat. Yeah, we're going to Arsenal Heartbeat. I don't know, that's interesting, though. Pop 3 pots, double Rampant Life, use Heartbeat to pay. Hey, Jacob, what's up, man? It is going well, brother. We are testing a little bit. Okay. Yeah, you know what? Let's force him to give up. I'm just going to throw this. I'm just going to Arsenal the Heartbeat here. Yeah, so if I'd popped the 3 E-Pots and then played both of my cards, I would have gained 7, amp 7, gained 8, and it would have been amp 17 plus the 118 onto the spell. Yeah, that definitely would have been better. So that was just me. That was, okay. It's good to know that that was a mistake. Thank you for pointing that out. I appreciate it, Alex. It's maybe incorrect, but since both half of Rampart Growth are instant, couldn't you play one, get the hill? Yeah, so it definitely would have been better to play both of the cards there instead of the way that I played that turned out. 100%. 100%, and I'm glad that we caught that. I'm glad that Jacob pointed that out to me. All right, we got a big hydrate we're trying to catch up on here for Slip. All right. We know we're going to get value out of the Ether Tide here, so we might as well just pitch it. You should have kept Heartbeat as the pitch card. Well, it sounds like we shouldn't have pitched it at all, right? I'm living on the edge here a little bit. But we're going to go ahead and actually... We're going to block with the Sigil of Earth, and we're going to block with the Crown of Providence here. That's what we're going to do. And then we can put Heartbeat on the bottom. And then we know we're going to pay 1 Arcane. They're probably going to get the Channel Lightning Valley trigger here, but I would like to make their hand just a little awkward if I can. Like, I would like to force them to have it here, right? Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm see here. I see what you guys are saying. I'm following. So you would have pitched the heartbeat. So you would have went pot, pot, pot. Rampant growth. Pitch the heartbeat to the ether tide. And then you would have played the card. Yeah, I'm following now. Since we can deny our opponent the Channel Lightning Valley here, it appears we're going to. Why did you wait that long on the Lightning Press? Feels like weird to wait that long, but okay. Maybe they wanted me to give up more cards like that. If they ripped into a blue to keep the Channel Lightning Valley around, then that's unfortunate. Yeah, the YouTube delay has really been worse lately for some reason. I don't know why. It's been really odd. I don't really know or understand why. But yeah, YouTube has been like, there's a lot of delay on YouTube. And maybe it's always been that way. And it's just me thinking that it's recent, but it feels like it's very recent for me. I've noticed that a lot more people are having delay on YouTube than on Twitch as of recent. So I'm not sure why or what's going on there, but I think we'll just take 5. Let's block 4 here. Could be a mistake. Maybe we're supposed to go to 32, but I want to block 4 here. They reveal a Lightning Press. Yeah, we're just going to take this. Fall down to 31. If they arsenal the Lightning Press, we have a good chance to just like, we have some good disruption here with Felling of the Crown, which I'm a pretty big fan of. I like that we get to just decompose 3 Earth cards here and really set up. We're going to go ahead and get the instant, and we're going to get the Blossoming Decay. Because we have to go 3, 3, and 2 to turn on Verdance ability in 3 decomposed cards. And in the Verdance ability, in the Verdance deck, I think it's important to do it in 3 if at all possible. Now, this is only for 4, but it's more about the effect that we're getting here. Isn't Lightning Press into the Snatch? Yeah, no, it's 100% better there, Justin. I'm not really sure why they didn't play that. Like, that's why I was so confused on why they didn't play it earlier in the turn. Because it would have just been 100% better. This is probably a turn where we're just going to take the Arcane here. Pitching the fruits could be really solid for Arcane, I guess. It turns on our staff. It makes it to where Constellus is on for the staff, so probably anytime they play an Arc Lightning, we're probably just supposed to be... So they did not play the Lightning Press, so we know they have it. I am going to play this and decompose here. And force them to make a decision. Now, unfortunately, I only have 2 Earth cards, so the next one needs to get all 3. Or it needs to get 3. I am going to deny them this. This is an extra damage. We're putting a 3 block to block 4, basically. So, this is definitely just a better block for us. And we're going to pitch the Arcane. I mean, we might as well. We're not doing anything on our own turn, right? So we're not going to throw the weakest link at them. We're not setting anything up. We might as well just block it out. Hopefully they draw like a Runeblade hand or something here. Or something that would allow us to set up in some potential way. By the way, guys, for anybody who doesn't know, and I mean this in all seriousness, like a lot of people will probably figure this out already, but if you are going to be playing Aurora, buy Lightning Greaves if you don't open them. They will be played. After like all of the testing I've done with this deck, it's literally just Snapdragon Scalers or better, so you should just buy it. Just, most people would probably figure that out, but in case you haven't, I just wanted to give you a heads up so that you are like in the know and that you know what's going on, so just so you're aware. Kind of a weird one, but we're gonna block like this. I know this is really weird, but there is a reason. I assume there's an instant incoming. If not, they could just pitch a card to activate Aurora and pass. Okay, the fact that that was their play lines up really well for us. That lines up really well for us. Hey, Dallas. I mean, it feels good. Like, the list has felt very clean so far. Brad and I made a few changes before the stream started, and it's been feeling a lot cleaner tonight. I don't know. Like, I'm playing Verdance in the team event on Sunday, and so I'm feeling pretty comfortable. Snapdragon Scalers, they can also deal 2 to 4 Arcane. I honestly think that's like a very good way to look at it. I wonder who taught you that Greaves tech? I don't know, Trent. I don't know. Do you know who it was? Oh, man. Yeah, this card is significantly better than I thought it was at first, to be honest. Just giving me all of their equipment. They get one turn of this. They might as well abuse it, right? Like, you get one turn as the aggro deck to give me all of your equipment. You might as well use it. I'm curious to know if they'll crown here or not. The most interesting thing about Aurora is going to be figuring it out exactly how many blues you want and figuring out exactly how many like 1-for-5s you want in the deck to fill the curve. Like, that's going to be the most interesting part about Aurora, in my opinion. I honestly have no way to distinguish if it's better than Plume or not. I'm going to assume, honestly, like so far the way that I'm feeling about it is that it looks like Crown is just going to be better against something that like we want to block against, like Aurora, Zen, probably Victor, and then like against like Florian, against like the Mirror, against like the slower grindier matchups, you want to be seeing Crown of Providence. Or I'm sorry, you want to be seeing Plume is what I mean, sorry. We're going to take the 1. We're going to take the 1. We're going to play Sink Below here. I think I'm going to put the Ether Arc on the bottom. It's interesting. Okay. Command and Conquer is probably better than the weakest link, right? Maybe I'm supposed to give Stonewall Gauntlet here so that I can throw CNC back at them. I don't know. They throw the Reaping Blade at me, I'm going to block with this rounds on me because they technically still have the burn up shock trigger. And I don't want to give it to them. Yeah, into aggro decks and decks loaded with on hits, I think is the best way for us to look at that. I think that is the best way for us to look at it. 100% I agree. I really wish we could have thrown the Command and Conquer here, but, you know. Beggars can't be choosers and all that. Tell him, Trent. You know how it goes. Trent knows the saying. Trent knows the saying. Man, another hand. I mean, honestly, the sad part is, like, we probably can't block this one out, right? Well, we might be able to. I would like to arsenal the Felling Crown if at all possible. Felling of the Crown. Maybe we're just supposed to play Felling of the Crown here. We could block Ether Flare, Sink Below, and then play Felling of the Crown for 8, get a card out of their hand, slow them down just a little bit, and then on the following turn... I don't know if Go Again matters here. It may. The Go Again could matter here. I don't think it does, but it could. Based off of how they played the last turn, I don't get the sense that it matters, but we'll see. They could throw a 0 for 4 at us, and if they do, it's going to feel bad. That is a major W for us. We get to decompose, turn on Verdance here, and then we still get to have a Command and Conquer in our arsenal, which is very solid. The turn when I go to throw the Command and Conquer, I am going to activate Alluvian Constellus and throw Surgent Aethertide to make them think. Because the truth is, I just want them to have to think about it. Beggars and choosers. It's right. Tell them, Trent. What about Shock Charmers in Aurora? I have Shock Charmers in my Aurora list. I don't know how I feel about it, but it's not a main deck card. It is like a card that I'm playing to supplement sometimes. Is kind of how I feel about it, Ryan. It's pretty good into like some like random AV matchups that you need it into. I don't know if any of the cards work with I honestly don't know if it works with any of the okay, it's a third burn up and shock. If it work, I'm having a stroke trying to think of what the word that I'm looking for here. I do not know if it works with the like with the on hit effects, like deal an extra damage kind of things. I don't know if it works with those or not. The idea of being able to play Heartbeat of Candlehold to gain 3 and ping them for 3, and then play Command and Conquer feels awesome. I think I'm going to block with Blossoming Decay. Hopefully their turn is just like Reaping Blade here. No. Never lucky, right? No Lightning Press, please. Man, I really don't want to give this up. But we're blocking 7 by blocking it. So we just have to. It feels so bad to block with that card. I hate blocking with that card so much. I love Heartbeat of Candlehold. They did pitch a Channel Lightning Valley there. We've only seen 1 so far. Want a game after? Yeah, Wally, for sure, man. What do you want to play into me? That's just my curiosity. I want to keep the heart. Okay, see, this feels really good. I mean, how is that their only play this turn? This is great because it lets us randomly deal a damage to them. Now, they can prevent it if they'd like to, and technically they are like kind of fatiguing us here. I'm curious to know if they'll block this. It's tempting. It's tempting, but I think it's wrong. I think we're just supposed to throw the Command and Conquer. Yeah, I think Command and Conquer is just correct here. This Aurora does not know how to Aurora. I mean, it's possible they're new or like learning the deck, right? You make this deck look so smooth. I'm jealous. Thanks, Brad. I appreciate it, man. I take that as a very high compliment, to be honest. Oh, it's so good for them getting Flittering Charge and Current Funnel back. Okay. Flittering Charge, Current Funnel, an unknown card, and an unknown arsenal. So, play Current Funnel, play Flittering Charge, arsenal. I kind of want to say no blocks on this turn. Pitch Tome to activate Mage Master Boots, play Healing Potion, throw Weakest Link, Arsenal to Sink Below. Yo, Rob, what's up, brother? Honestly, it's kind of weird, but like Verdance kind of plays like a Guardian, and so I feel like I have a lot of reps on the deck already. Oh, wait, that's not a Lightning card. This doesn't have Go Again. You love to see it. I don't think our opponent even realizes. So, like, Salas was kind of running into this, and Twine Lightning is not a Lightning card. And I have ran into that a couple of times, but it is not a Lightning card. Which seems a little off-brand, in my opinion. Mage Master Boots has been an all-star at literally just putting healing potions into play, so I have to say I've liked it for that. But I haven't really seen a lot of value out of Mage Master Boots otherwise. Of course, without Striders or Mage Master Boots, we're just never going to get value. We probably should have just used the Constellus there. Without Striders or Mage Master Boots, Ether Flare is literally just a 1-for-3. And you're probably better off just to be playing a 0-for-3. This was a conversation that Brad and I talked about earlier. Brad kind of pointed that out to me, and it makes a lot of sense. Okay. E-Strike, Sigil of Suffering, and a second strike. Gain 5 life. Healing Potion. Gain 7 life. 2 triggers. Gain 1. Amp 8. Use Constellus to throw this for 8. Or I'm sorry, for 9, and then Mind Warp. Seems not bad, right? I don't really know why they're running Sink Below against me. I have Sink Below in my list, but I don't know why they're running it against me. I've taken to calling her Voldhim. I like that. I've been on the Verdance grind as well. Definitely a Guardian. See, dude, like if Rob is playing Verdance, then y'all know she's a Guardian, bro. Like, yeah, we'll fall down to 11. We're about to gain, what, 8 life? It's fine. Or I guess 10. I guess I missed a point somewhere. So we gain 5. Trigger. Verdance trigger, homie. Healing Potion. Verdance trigger, homie. All my homies hate Kano. I remember when those memes were really popular. That was like 2023. Or I guess that was like 2022. Maybe it was 2023. I can't remember. Activate Constellus. Deal 9, sir. I usually just call her Chapel Roan. So literally, Robert, my deck is named Chapel Roan Combo. Samesies, fam. Samesies. I think Flare needs to be Spindle the more I think about it. Do you mean Ether Spindle? Why not play Emeritus unless you're using Striders on your turn? When you say use Emeritus, do you mean in place of Ether Flare? Because like the idea is like you could like instant speed gain some life and do some things and then use Ether Flare. I mean, I guess you could, right? Like it would probably be virtually the same, if not just a little bit better. We can play Sigil of Earth. There's an argument to playing this rounds on me this turn. I think that argument would be wrong. Yeah, I don't like that. We're gonna play this. Sigil of Earth is one of those cards that I randomly just play, and I'm like, hey, I don't know. I was like, Wally does name a lot of his decks after like Taylor Swift songs. Ether Spindle is interesting. Ether Spindle is interesting. Ether Spindle, huh? Well, everything we do the rest of the game is going to be not gaining life because of Reaping Blade, so we're not really like our hero ability is kind of blank right now. Now, we did put our opponent down to 2, so, you know, there's that. Like, it's not like it's for nothing. And if we do find some random arcane spell, like, it could be very good. Like, anything that deals, like, 3 will be very solid at this point. We cannot count on Aethertide to bail us out the rest of the game, but, like, there are definitely some things we could, like, draw into that would be good. Opponent has to be bricked on D-Reacts. There's no way you willingly give up Dyadic. I mean, yeah. So they had a Sigil of Suffering from the turn before, and then, like, it looks like, I mean, who knows what they had from before that, but either way. Yeah, so, I mean, like, it definitely seemed like our opponent was learning the Aurora deck, but, I mean, you know, that's okay. That kind of stuff happens, right? Like, we are learning decks sometimes, too. And God knows y'all can tell when I'm learning a deck. All right, let's talk about Chapel Ruin combo here for a minute. Let's maybe change a couple of things. The Ether Spindle is an interesting concept that Brad's throwing at me kind of like in the middle of the match here instead of Ether Flare. I like the idea of having cards that pair well with Surgent Aethertide. And Spindle is not one of them. At least not off of a non-tunic turn, right? I don't know, but like this is a card that demands respect. Ether Spindle is a card that demands respect, and I kind of like that, to be honest. I kind of like that. I don't know, let's try it like this. Let's try it like this and see how it feels. Like, I'm open to the concept of playing Ether Spindle. Sorry, I know we didn't look at the list very long, but I am interested to get back and play more games. It's kind of weird how fast the stream has went by tonight. Now, I guess that's what happened. Like, I guess after playing cards for 24 hours in a row, 3 hours has flown by, but I'm on Swell Tiding. Swell Tiding could also be really good. I could see that. This feels like a Crown of Providence matchup, 100%. Oh, dude, Wally, I'm so sorry. Hang on, that guy's just gonna have to get wrecked. Sorry, I forgot. Let's see. There he is. I'm glad you sent that message, brother. I am the worst sometimes when it comes to that kind of stuff. I get talking and I forget. All right, Wally, best of luck to you, brother. Just in case Wally didn't hear me. Against Vincent, we definitely want Constellus, right? I don't know if we really want Stonewall Gauntlet. Maybe Plume is probably the way to go. Sinks, Rootbound Carapace, Scour, put up to 1 target aura on the bottom of their deck. Oh, look at Wally out here memeing, saying, don't kill me too bad. Forked Lightning, I think, is better than Spindle. Ooh, interesting. Tell me about why you like Forked Lightning. Somebody was talking about that earlier too, Trent. Yeah, here... It'll be there in just a second. Should pop up here. I was like, as long as both of our bots are working. Yep, there's the Verdance deck for you guys to try out if you guys would like to play it. Stonewall feels fine. Like, it's not been like an all-star or anything tonight, but it's okay. I think we could just play 61 with Scour. Nah, let's cut it Cadaverous Tilling, right? There are on-hit effects here that matter. We're going to bring in Crown of Providence. I don't know if that's correct, but we're going to bring in Crown of Providence. Too many decomposed cards in one hand here, unfortunately. Unfortunate. I mean, yeah, the arm slot is just kind of there because it's what you get, right? I agree. I think we can, like, pitching both of these cards seems fine because we're not going to be able to decompose. We might as well keep the sink below to Arsenal here. I think it's better than, like, anything else we're doing. And Wally does not want to attack me here on turn 0. I do like that Wally has Face Purgatory in his list. It just seems like the best card you can be playing in that slot, right? I mean, it does cost a lot. It costs a ton, which is terrifying. I think we're gonna go Surgent Aethertide into Blossoming Decay. And then we're just gonna Arsenal the sink below here. Our hand is a little weird. Kind of hoping for something a little bit better than this to be real, but I think Scour has a really good place in the meta. Brad was talking about playing like a second, or maybe I'm talking about playing a second copy of it in the sideboard, which I kind of like. I'm kind of wondering if I like that better than the 2 for 6 that puts an aura on the bottom. Like maybe playing 2 Scours and 2 of that instead of 3 and 1 Scour. I mean, we're about to find out. We're going to attempt to block what this round's on me and sink below this turn. Pitch Ether Arc to play Heartbeat of Candlehold and then play Ether Spindle would be the idea here. You can't pay... I mean, yeah, not being able to do it off Tunic does hurt it. Bro is stealing all my ideas. Oh, Brad's a good deck builder, man. Brad has like really been working on this deck, and like I can tell when I play the deck that like Brad has been putting in the work. Beseech the Demagon. Da Demagon. Da Demagon. Ooh. We could just... You know what? Let's play a little more patient here if we can. This being for 10 is quite terrifying, to be honest. I wonder if I'm supposed to pitch Heartbeat there, since I honestly wasn't considering this being for 10. But now we can give the sink below here. We are also setting up our graveyard with a lot of Earth cards, which is exactly what we want. And we can plan on arsenaling the Spindle, which is pretty solid. I mean, having the Spindle and Arsenal is pretty good. I guess it just depends on if Wally passes here or how he decides to play this out. Because he could break the combat chain, activate Quill Hand, and then throw this at me. I don't like giving him the extra rune chance here, but there are a ton of aura tokens. Scour gets a lot of value. Scour gets a lot of value here. I'm curious to see how Spindle fills this game, or if we even really get to play it. I mean, this hand has like a small combo within itself, right? So we can literally like play Heartbeat, play this, so that we have now gained 5 and amp 5, and then we can throw the Spindle at him for 9, and we can potentially opt. He has AB, what, 2? So we could potentially opt 7 here and set ourselves up. Not a good deck builder. I'm usually a terrible deck builder. This one has kind of come naturally for me for some reason, though, and I can't explain it. I mean, listen, man, sometimes you just find decks you mesh with, right? Like, sometimes you just feel comfortable with what you're doing. So, like, it happens, man. I completely get it. So, gain 3, gain 4 total. Amp 4 coming for 8. I'm sorry, I lied. It's coming for 8. That would require me to lose this one. I don't really see myself, like, this is going to be for 7, so we're not exactly, no, this is going to be for 8. So we're not really protecting it. I think I like the idea of just kind of throwing Ether Spindle for 8 here. It seems like a pretty solid line here. Now, if he pummels us, we're probably going to cry. But, I don't know. Wally seems to be on, like, I get the sense that this is more of a red line list, and if he pummels me, like, man, it's just a big Sag. Do we have enough for Surgent into Spindle? Unfortunately, we do not. All right, well, we're taking a lot of damage here to set this up. I mean, I guess technically we could, like, AB some, and then, like... No, we just... It's not there, I don't think. Yeah, Wally's been on Leyline Vincent for a while now. He's a firm believer that it's a good thing here. I mean, I guess that's fair. Leyline kind of, I guess, like, tells you it's not, but... I do not like taking all of this. So did Wally just discard that to prevent... Oh no, I guess it doesn't work the way he wants to. So we get to go Heartbeat, gain 3 life, go to 20. Then from here, we get to play both sections of this. So we have now gained 4 and amped 1. And now we get to throw Aether Spindle for 8. This is a pretty cool line. He has AB2 technically, right? Because he has the Grimoire of the Haunt and Quill Hand. So technically it's AB2, but getting to opt 8 and kind of making Wally like make a decision here is where we want to be, because we want to force his hand a little bit. Now, admittedly, we did take a bunch that turn, so... So I want the Scour in my second hand. So I think what we're going to do is I'm going to go Scour, Command and Conquer. And then I'm going to go Mind Warp, Sink Below, Command and Conquer, Ether Tide. And it may not be correct to put everything on top here, but I'd rather scare Wally by putting everything on top here. Oh yeah, if we would have had our one from Arsenal, that would have been absolutely cracked, bro. So we are going to pitch Ether Tide just in case here. We're gonna pitch Ether Tide just in case here, because we can pitch Mind Warp to throw Command and Conquer, and we're just gonna give this. We're just gonna give this to Sink Below. Also, if Wally doesn't really have anything here, then we're getting his Spellbound Creepers. We're going to go ahead and get them off the board, which feels pretty nice from where we're sitting. The Spindle play felt really good. Now, we had to take a lot to get there, but I think that's okay. And we know that our next hand is Scour, Command and Conquer and 2 unknown cards. Honestly, hopefully we're looking at a couple of blues, because if Wally goes for like a big setup hand, which if he draws into like a Read the Runes or something, it could be a setup hand. And if that's the case, we are in a very, very good place. This is a little greedy, but I like this line here. Because if Wally does not block this, we can play the Mind Warp if we'd like to. And I like making him think about it. So the question is Mind Warp better than Command and Conquer? The answer is probably just always no. Because if we throw Command and Conquer, it forces him to make this decision ultimately about his arsenal. This forces him to give up 1 card or decide to give up his whole hand. And I think throwing the Command and Conquer is just better, especially considering that we know we have 2 solid disruption pieces in our next hand. So we originally, in Brad's original list that he was working on, he was playing Channel the Millennium Tree or whatever it's called. And the Millennium Tree felt pretty mediocre, I won't lie. Like, it did not seem that good every time we played it. Huh? Oh, yeah. Okay, so we're going to activate Constellus. Gotcha. So he's wanting to prevent the damage to make the rune chance this way, which also really works out. Ironically, probably works out for better for Wally to have kept that, but that's good for us too. The tree has not impressed me. I don't know. The tree has felt very clunky. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to ban all these people in the Twitch chat who are just like cheap viewers. Like, I don't know what's going on. There's like 5 of them out of nowhere. Did all of the bots just make their way to the Flesh and Blood channel or something all at one time? Like, bro, what is happening? That was wild. Anyway, sorry. Okay. The tree has not impressed me. Like, I'm open to hearing other people's thoughts and like why I'm wrong about that. And truly, like, I would like to hear about it, but the tree has not impressed me at all. I think we're gonna pitch Heartbeat here. Man, I would love... What if we took 5? What if we took 5 through Command and Conquer and Arsenal the Carapace? I don't know. I don't hate that line. The tree has been mostly an a 3 block for me. I mean, same. It has also been basically a 3 block for me. Yeah, it's one of those things that pains me to say, but the tree has not really impressed me. Taking 1 here doesn't really matter. It's just 1 because they don't get the rune chant for next turn because of Revel, so... Tree, you have to hold a lot of your hand to do subpar stuff usually. That has also been my experience. Like, don't get me wrong, the tree does some, like, cool stuff, and the turn when you get to, like, amp, like, start the turn out by amping into Surge and Aethertide into Aether Spindle, like, is really cool. But it does feel very below par. Maybe since we knew that he didn't have an arsenal, we were supposed to make that decision. Getting the Rootbound Carapace here feels bad because we could have just saved 4 life last turn, but I never know when Wally's going to give that to us, I guess. What does it say? Thinking about my turn here. I would like to arsenal this. I think we're supposed to take this, and then I think we're supposed to throw the Ether Spindle in front of this and throw Cadaverous Tilling for 8. I don't know, Spindle feels really good, but at the same time, like, I need to turn on Verdance Text, right? So here's the best example of the tree that I would give everyone, and this is like just an honest take of everything that I've felt so far when I've played it. It has felt like, it has truly felt like that I needed that. Like, so there were 2 or 3 games the other day when I arsenaled the tree, and I could never find the space to get it into play and do something. And even when I did, it felt like it was just not great. So I don't know. I mean, the tree does turn does some really cool stuff, but I don't know. It just feels below rate, I guess, for me. And again, it could just be that I'm playing it wrong. So this hand is block. This round's on me. Blossoming Decay. Throw the felling of the crown. Or we might just be pitching and blocking with everything to try and stay alive here. I mean, if we're going to die, it doesn't matter, right? We're just trying not to die. So there's going to be 1 rune chant we automatically cannot prevent. Okay, so we take this. Going to be honest, I really don't want him to have this effect here. So I think we're going to crown away the Blossoming Decay. We traded a 2-block for a 2-block. The tree plus spindle does sound cool. So, Alex, you say that warping your play around it makes it bad. If it's a card that kind of you have to warp your play around, right? Like if you're not warping your play around it, then the tree doesn't really get any value. So based off of your statement, it sounds like you're saying that I'm going to play the tree in my deck and I'm going to hope that my hand plays really well with it. And that just feels wrong. Like it feels like we could probably just play something else in that slot, right? But if you stick it, throw CNC, next turn, shoot Surgent, throw Felling, still have tree for the 3rd turn. Yeah, so I mean at that point, like we've had 2 turns of tree and done virtually nothing with it, which feels bad. So like even in that instance, it doesn't really do what we want it to though, right? Like it doesn't really do anything. So Wally still has an action point here. So not blocking is a very risky proposition. I mean, I guess it's really like we have to decide how we want to play this. I would like to throw Felling of the Crown at him, but going low against Vincent is also pretty scary because our deck does not block as well as I'd like for it to. At worst, it's a 3-block Earth action card, but it's eating 3 slots. Yeah. I don't know. Like maybe I'm not understanding Alex. Like, and that's very possible that like I'm just not understanding what Alex wants to do here. But I don't know. It's felt very mediocre to me. This is a Constellus turn, 100%. Because I know we're like trying to set up our Rampant Growth life combo here, but I think this is a turn where like we have to force Wally. We need Wally to sit and think about what he wants to do. Tree enables Surgent into Destructive Aethertide for disruption. Destructive Aethertide. That name's not screaming at me off the top of my head. We went to 3, so I'm assuming that Wally is thinking about what's happening here. The best thing that can happen for us is that he pitches a card to this, and then we get another card with Felling of the Crown. Wally goes to 10, makes a smart decision. We gave Wally an opportunity to make a mistake right there. And honestly, I stand by it. I think that's still the right play. Do that twice alongside... Okay, hang on. I feel like I missed one of Alex's messages here. Because Tree plus Surgeon is 4 Arcane, it's an extra card out of their hand. That's only if they have a blue. I mean... Yeah. I don't know. Like, we're talking about, like... We keep going back to like Tree and like a disruption attack piece. And it feels like it's the exact same whether I have the disruption attack piece or not. And so I think that's kind of where like I feel like I'm getting a little lost here with the concept of what we're going for. I think that's like where I feel like the disconnect for me is like we keep saying that like this into like CNC or this into like, you know, Command and Compost, and I'm like, well, yeah, I could just also just not have the tree and just play Command and Compost because both of those take my action card. All of those take my action point. Wally said he got rid of the wrong card here, so we just kind of went back and played it differently. Although he is at 2, he's at 3 for some reason. Oh, I didn't use the thing. Never mind. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of like where I feel like is like it feels like there's a lot of what ifs in this situation, and I think I become a little weary of like what if situations. I don't like that we only have 1 blue in this hand. Rebound Carapace, and we will decompose here. I think we thought we were going to win the game, but I guess not. So we have to take 1 here. And then we're going to block 3. Man, that would have been insane if we could have kept that. So if we would have been able to keep that, we would have been able to Constellus, Amp, Gain a Life. So we would have been able to Amp 1, 2. That would have came in for 3. He would have taken 2. And then the 0 for 3 would have came in for 3 and we would have won the game. But instead, we're not doing that. Gain a Life, Amp 1, do this, Amp 1, throw this for 3. I mean, we force a card out of Wally's hand, which could be really good, right? Or it may not matter. Well, like, it could not matter. Oh, no. We actually forced 2 cards here. We actually forced 2 cards here because of the Gain Life effect, right? Right, but so Rob, I guess what I'm saying is like provide me with a situation where the tree matters, like where the tree is really relevant, because like I haven't found a situation where the tree, I've just been like, oh my god, like the tree won me the game here, the tree did this. Like a lot of my experiences are that like when I get it out into play, I have to like literally work the game around it into a spot to make it worth it. And I think that's where like I'm like losing it here. Sure, the tree into Mind Warp is a really good play. Like that I agree with. Tree into Mind Warp is a really good play. You're basically like creating your own Volzair, basically, is like kind of like put you to 1 and take 2 cards out of your hand. And then we just got to be able to survive at this point, which I'm going to be honest, I don't even really know if we can or not. So block the Rune Chance with Tome of Harvest, pitch Sigil and Felling of the Crown to block 5. He comes in with 1 Rune Chant. I block it, take 1, go to 2, give him an extra Rune Chant. On my turn, play the healing. I activate Illuvian Constellus to throw Surge and Aethertide, and then play the healing potion. Seems like a pretty good turn here. Is when you can block CNC with Tree plus Earth Chest. Tree is good when you can block CNC. I mean, sure, that sounds good. So why does this have overpower? Well, that's bad. We definitely did not account for that, but I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter. So Wally's going to go to 2 here. He can break the combat chain and go to 2. But even then, our turn's exactly the same, so it doesn't change anything. We're just at a worse life total here. Life is a resource. You take a bit of a hit to deploy the card. Will turn the game in your favor, and you're a life gain deck, so you have the life total to work with. So how does it turn the game in your favor? Like actually, like I'm really curious because I have yet to have the tree turn the game in my favor one time. Tree into Mind Warp will not turn the game into your favor unless they just like draw a brick hand off of the 3 cards they draw back, right? So, or they're just pitching a card to keep their hand because they probably have access to AB3. So like Tree into Mind Warp doesn't just like turn the game in your favor, in my opinion. It is an Earth 3 block, which is like fine, right? We just win? No, we don't win, but this hand is very good. So, Illuvian Constellus. I'd also be curious to see your list, Rob. Like honestly, like Alex and Rob, I'd be curious to see the list because like I'm curious to know how it differs from mine. Like how it differs from the one that Brad and I are working on because like I don't know, like I'm definitely not saying you guys are wrong. Like I hope it's not actually. I'm not supposed to do that. I am 100% supposed to. We are supposed to do this with the Sigil of Earth. Because, yeah, Tree has just felt like a very underrated card for me in my experience. I do really like the idea of being able to go back to 3 here. Because it turns off Wally's ability to just... Turns off Wally's ability to just kill me with the Vincent text, right? Tree would be busted if we amp 3 on everything. That would be insane. I do agree. Hey, Leroy, let's go, guys. If you're watching, hanging out on YouTube, please like the video. It means a lot. Really go a long way. Also, if you're new to the channel, would love to have you guys. Would love to, if you hit that subscribe button, like, follow, whatever it is, wherever you're at. Appreciate you guys being here and hanging out. Talking about heroic is less of a workaround. Funny enough, I think. Oddly enough, it is. Like, Channel Mount Heroic was, like, in my opinion, very easy to see the, like, broken value, obviously, right? Bjorn Constellus pairing it with Striders gives you windows to kill on their turn. Yeah, I definitely think we should have been on Constella or on Mage Master. We should have been on Storm Striders this match. And I think there's been quite a few matches tonight where we probably should have been on Striders. But I've really been wanting to see how Mage Master Boots feels. Wally, I have a family, sir. So it's 5 rune chance and what, 5 physical? So, right, this is 5 physical. So we're going to block like this. And then we are going to go to 1. Now on our turn, we're going to activate Surge and Aethertide. Hey, Fabden, what's up, dude? How do you feel about Warmongers into Runeblade and Ranger? I think Warmongers is a great card, bro. I'm sorry, aggro, but I gotta root for the Ven. Hey, I get it, man. I'd root for Victor. I understand. I get it, brother. I completely understand. Hope you're doing well, man. Our lists are very different. I'll show you mine after Battle Hard Milwaukee. You can do my deck tech when I win it. Hey, deal. I'm in. You chat, you heard it. You heard it. Robert's going to let me do his deck tech when he wins Battle Hard Milwaukee. If I'm able to pitch Healing Potion to block Rune Chance and then block with Aether Arc, I can discard Fruits of the Forest, and then I can gain 2, play this to gain 3. I will have the counter, which means I'll amp 3, and this will come in for 4, and we'll kill Wally here. This has been a really good game. Wally's been making us sweat. Oh, Warmongers in Verdance could be pretty good. There's a little bit of like a non-bow like anti-synergy there with like the idea that we're wanting to play some attack actions and like play healing potions and stuff like that, but I could see it being okay. Wally just said that he misplayed so hard. I mean, if Wally wants to back up, I'm okay with that. Like, man, this is unfortunate. Because I really don't want to let Wally gain life here. Because he would go to 3 here. So let's see if this math works the way I want it to. Okay, so gain 2, go back to 3 on my turn. Go back to 3, play Rampant Growth life, go back to 4. I will have gained 3 life, amp 3. This comes in for 4. Wally's at 3, blocks 1 and dies. So we win here. Okay. So at this point, we could just potentially fatigue Wally. So gain 2, go to 3, take 1. And then take 1, go to 1. And then I get to gain 1, amp to 2, and we're good. So I just have to do this now. I go to 3. I cannot prevent this. I go back to 1. This is for 1, where I go to 1 and he gets a rune chant here. I mean, it is funny how, like, it takes one player to, like, really make a statement and say something like that, and all of a sudden, like, everyone listens. Now, some people don't, because some people like to, like, you know, march to the beat of their own drum, and I get that. But there is definitely, like, oh, wait, Verdance just kills him here? Never mind, I wasn't even thinking about this. We just had to live with them with Wally giving up the Grimoire of the Haunt. We just had to live here. We could hit no if we wanted to just, like, BM for no reason, but that would be so toxic. Okay. Wally can discard to prevent the damage there. He takes 1. This is still coming in for 2, though, and I think that kills him. Because we amp 1. And he gets to prevent 1. Now it's GG. So we did have it either way there. Not something I had considered having to play around was the block card there. That he would have had to discard. But that would have been very good. Well, he said he forgot he lost his AV there. That's funny. That's funny. Well, GG's Wally if you're hanging out. I was like, if not, I said it in the chat, so he knows. But yeah, I mean, 5-1 on Verdance tonight. The deck felt pretty good. The new list felt pretty clean. I am curious to see what everybody else's list looks like that, like, everyone feels so good about the tree. I don't know. A lot of good players out there, and I know Rob's a very good player, so if he's telling me that he really likes the tree, then I'm intrigued, but I have yet to see it. So, well, I guess Deck Tech after Battle Hard in Milwaukee when Rob wins it, it sounds like. So I guess that's what y'all have to look forward to. Guys, thanks so much for hanging out and being here tonight. I appreciate it. No, I sound a little stopped up. I think being up for 24 hours in a row kind of like got me a little sick, to be honest, which was interesting. So would have been 6-0 with the tree. Here we go. Rob's already talking. Here we go. God, somebody get this man under control. But guys, thanks for hanging out tonight. I really appreciate y'all being here. No stream tomorrow night, and if there is, it'll be on Twitch only. We'll probably be playing Fortnite if Carly wants to or something like that. I'm not sure. And then on Thursday, we'll be back. I'm probably going to be playing Acilio on Thursday. One of the guys on our team, Zach, who's going to be playing Acilio in the team event on Sunday, is going to be out of town. So I'm going to be testing the deck for him a little bit, and we're going to look at some Acilio lines. And then on Saturday, we're going to be opening up, Carly and I are going to be opening up my case of Rosetta, and we're going to be playing some YouTube member / Twitch subscriber games. So remember, during the 24-hour stream, if you got gifted a YouTube membership or a Twitch subscription, link that to the Discord. You get a whole section full of access to the Discord that you normally don't see. So make sure you get that while the getting's good there. But anyway, thanks for hanging out. Hope you guys have a good night. I'll see you on Thursday. Take it easy, guys.